Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Hello, Litchfield. Welcome to the Wednesday, September 24th meeting for the Economic Development Committee. Would everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Right. All right. So why don't we, again, we've done a lot of us here, but why don't we just go around the room and just say who you represent?
Yep, Peter Ames with the Recreation Commission.
Peter Plansky, School Board Rep.
Kimberly Queenan, Selectmen's Rep.
Marion Colby, Heritage Commission Rep.
Kim Kleiner, Town Administrator.
Great, welcome. All right, let's see. All right, we're going to call the meeting to order at 6:32. We did the Pledge of Allegiance. Public input. We're going to have two public inputs. It was brought to the Board of Selectmen's attention the other night that sometimes people come in, they may want to just watch the meeting, and when we close the first public input, they're watching the meeting, and then maybe they might have a question after the meeting's almost over to have a second chance to come back. So public input, 6:45, and then we'll do a second one before we close. All right, so we have three items for business. The first one is the approval of the minutes from August 27th. Has everyone had a chance to read
I
those?
wasn't at that meeting.
I have.
I have as well. Yep. All right, does anybody have any discussion on it? Or want to make changes? All right, I'll entertain a motion to accept the minutes.
So moved.
There he is. All right, we have a first, do we have a second? Second. Why don't we give him a chance? We're just reviewing the minutes. Did you have a chance to review them, or any questions, or?
Nope.
You good? Yes. Okay, all right, so we had a first and a second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, all right.
I have to abstain.
No, and abstain. Okay, 401. Great, thank you. All right. So we're going to talk today about the final draft report. When I say draft report, this was intended for like Board of Selectmen and Planning Board kind of thing. So that's what they usually call them when they come towards us. Well, to bring up Laura's comment on that in a little bit, and we can modify as needed for that. So, Jason, did you need a hard copy, or do you to mark up, or do you want a soft copy?
I'm good. I've got it
Okay.
online.
Okay. So what I'd like to do today is, in case anyone hasn't had a chance to read it, we're going to go through it together first, and then we're going to, then I'll go around the room and ask for some feedback. I already have some from Laura. It wasn't about content, which was good. It was more about a format. We kind of like those. But again, you might have seen something else there. So why don't we go through it? I think it was 19 pages, if I recall. I haven't seen this in 2 weeks since we uploaded it, so bear with me if I'm a little rough. Is it on the portal as well?
It is.
Okay, good. All right, I'll just give Jason a chance to log on. Do we have an extra copy or no? It doesn't matter if we,
I
No,
can always go get one.
yeah, I just want to let him boot up there. All right.
Fine. Yep.
You're good? All right, so the first page of 19, Economic Development Committee, final report. That's the date we promised to you, and the 17th. These are the members. The Conservation Group had, you guys were going back and forth. Also, we had a couple of representatives from the Zoning Board. They did serve on the board, so I wanted to give them praise for that. They did a lot of work. One of my changes, just so you know, is I'll change the zebra striping to fix the town resident on the bottom and remove it. I'll let you tell me. All right, Economic Development Mission. These were taken right off the website, okay? And they actually called it Charge 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I wanted them up front so we could, as we were showing the report, say when we completed each one of those items. It might be better to keep that one off to the side, so when we revert back to it, you'll know what we're talking about. Oh, okay, these are single-sided. All right, so what we did was key research that we looked at. Of course, we looked at other things, but this is the key items. We did look at the existing master plan chapters. The chapters, for the population and housing, transportation, economic development, and community design. Most were 5 years old at that point. One was a year old, but the economic development chapter was 2002, so it needed to do that. The other reason it happened is once we found out that Circumventual Highway was actually DOT canceling it, the Board of Selectmen said that's part of our economic strategy, we need to come up with a new one. So find out what we could do there. All right, we did a SWOT analysis, we all did that. We brought in our information and we went over and did that. Why we did that was when we started coming up with some ideas, we had to make sure, all of this data that we did, we could reflect our answers on the recommendations, but I'll get back to that in a minute. All right, economic survey and data collection model was done. Reflect the feedback and the desire of the townspeople. That's charge 1. If you go back to that, it says create an economic survey model. It actually reflects the feedback. That took about 3 or 4 meetings, believe it or not, because of first we were getting to all read our information, doing our homework here in our SWOT, but there was a lot of refinement that went into that. I believe it was ready for the November election, right? And then we had to do the data crunch, and we gave them a time after the election to still bring data in. So that was done. So it was very clear, weeks 4 and 5, 6, that the business identified on the economic survey results would not offer substantial tax relief. However, these businesses would provide services and experience that maintain Litchfield's charm. Also, with the circumferential highway project canceled, our old economic strategy, a new economic strategy had to be created. Still on key research, we did a focus group, we did an economic survey. They looked at the economic survey and the results. They obviously took the survey as well, and other economic development ideas. All right, so we looked at assessing data, MS4 maps, avatar data, NRPC, brought in renderings and some of the supplies that we needed as well, and current maps. Design questions, promotional materials. Again, I think this took 2 or 3 meetings if we look at that detailed timeline of getting that all organized, trying to find it over at this. We were going to go to the school, and then we had a little bit of a setback, and we didn't have as many people as we expected, and it was a quick shuffle back to the town hall. All right, we had a municipal series for public education. Kim had given these for the town because it was starting to be very apparent what was going on with emails coming in from the town, not related to this committee. Plus your knowledge and expertise started some of this conversation, and it was coming into our committee here. How the town budget assessment and the tax base and the tax calculations happen. All right. Business land use and impact of new development on taxes was discussed, and infrastructure costs. And we all knew we had to balance infrastructure needs with specific types of businesses. Infrastructure meaning sewerage, right, kind of thing, and energy. Economic impact assessment and tax implications of various scenarios. So we had known the area of the land that was available. If it was business, how much could we tax it? If it was homes, how much we could tax it? We're doing all these kind of scenarios with that data. All right, circumferential highway project was canceled by the New Hampshire Department of Transportation. So again, the Board of Selectmen asked legal and our town administrator to investigate the land for its future use. They also informed this committee. So again, it was kind of we're going in the timeline things that happened, plus that we discussed it in here. But anyway, we did review the town budget. Town reevaluation and land values were looked at. Limitations of town ordinances were explored. Northern commercial zone, limiting large-scale developments. Mixed-use zoning was also discussed at 803 conditional use. Southern commercial zone may also benefit from mixed-use zoning. So we did a little bit of that. Traffic and lack of traffic. So transportation, lack of traffic. We had discussions on mobility in and out of town, potential customers for commercial areas, and also failed business ventures we discussed. All right, potential new town ordinances were explored. So again, we had an election in here, so we knew the mixed use was going on the ballot. We weren't sure about the historic going on the ballot, but that could have had impact, as well. The overlay district so again, key research, potential town ordinances were explored. So we looked at overlay district on Route 3A, minimize the tax impact, home and commercial businesses. Form-based zoning was more of a formula of like how many homes, it was just a calculation, right? Go. Historic district, again, I'm not sure where that stands if you're going to try again, but at least we discussed it is why it's here. The feathering approach did come out of the focus group to gradually layer in businesses between the northern and southern commercial areas, including zoning to support it. Home-based businesses and logistics solutions were also discussed for the home businesses, not really 3A, but it could still apply to 3A, to really look at our ordinances again, especially with traffic and signage. Regulations needed for business types identified by the economic survey. So if they wanted certain things in town, these types of businesses, what would we need to support them? All right, so there's a note. Again, it was also the charge of the board. These will maintain the character of our community and master plans, which is item 3. Advise the select board and other towns concerning the bylaws, policy, regulations. We'll go over that again. There's more supporting charge 3 in a little bit. Okay, so charge 3. All right, what did I say? This is the word that ended up coming up the last couple of weeks of our meetings. Create performance standards for developers that are designed to focus on cost effectiveness of the project and highlight the importance of ensuring businesses align with town aesthetic values. So I think even last meeting, we just said as long as the verbiage in those ordinances are very strict for that 3A feathering, right? That's how they would control that, right? All right, key research, we're almost done with our key research. Town land use and data statistics, we looked at taxable versus exempt, commercial, industrial versus residential and current use. We looked at percentages of the land and the dollar values associated with it. All right, limited availability, we knew this early on too. Limited availability of commercial property, a strategic plan is needed. So approximately 9% of Litchfield's total land is designated for commercial use. Given competing interests for this land, there needs to be a need for a strategic plan to optimize its utilization. So that will be handed back. We'll have to have the Board of Selectmen recommend how they want to tackle that. Placer was a data analytics software. That's the last thing we did for research, really. Traffic travel information to assist municipalities in the recruiting of businesses. Analyzes retail visits, employment trends, residential movements for potential business opportunities. So we looked at who goes through Litchfield, who goes to work, who comes here, who drives through Litchfield. Maybe people leave Litchfield to go to a certain store. What kind of stores are they visiting? Maybe that's the kind of thing we need here. So, but for $12,000, we said it was not recommended at this time. NRPC does have a version of it. I don't know if it's Placer, but they have something along this line. They said the only problem is if people go to work and work at a mall, it's hard to tell if they're going there to work or shop. So. But for what we had, we didn't think it was needed. All right, the final key research, I believe. Recommended changes to the existing Chapter 6 Economic Development 2002 Master Plan. So we had spent time, we went through that whole chapter, page by page. We had a meeting just on that, making the changes that Jay would have to do. All right, we identified the items related to just the circumventual highway, and that was part of that existing chapter that had the circumventual highway. We recommended specific removals from it. We identified sources where to get updated new data for the economic sections that are still in the chapter, that are still pertinent. We examined the 2002 future economic recommendations. Every master plan at the end of it has recommendations for the future. We just wanted to make sure they were still applicable or what we should do there. So recommendation, some of them were removed, some of them were added, and we identified items that will remain in the new chapter. And at this point, we still have the north and south part of our strategy, but we had to fold in the new items for the feathering and the businesses that they wanted. So it does kind of still stay the same. It's just the feathering on 3A and the home business piece coming in, and any of the new businesses that they want have to have zoning. All right, so we included in our economic development final recommendations into this master plan. That's on slide 13. Okay. I think I'll just pause here for 1 second. Once Jay, I called him and I said, what did the last team actually deliver to you back 20-something years ago? He says, you don't have to write the actual zoning. We're not qualified. You have to just give me the ideas and the concepts, and we will do it, because it has to fit in. If we create a whole new district, pages have to be written for that, or they have to look at all the existing ordinances, make sure they don't fall flat and legal. So once we switched it to concepts and ideas, things started flourishing more, even with Laura on that. All right, so let's hear we came to you last month with a list. I came with a little spreadsheet and we had votes on it. And we merged some together. We said, let's remove them. I did not compare what I put here, because we did this on the 16th, to the minutes to make sure those votes were, but I can do that later to make sure. All right, so the overlay district, so we had how many ideas? 9? We had 15. So just so you know, so we did the key research, this is the key research initial findings. Okay, anything from meetings, anything, so I'm looking at it as a funnel, it's all these things. You guys narrowed it down to like, whatever, the other day, right, 8 or 9, whatever it came out to be. So this is the initial findings, and then on page 13, it's the final ones after a vote. So it goes from bigger to small. All right, so the overlay district, so these are the initial findings. We had, like I said, 15. Overlay district for 3A, the feathering of home businesses, the bed and breakfast, wineries, breweries, coffee shop, farm to table. Rely on performance standards to maintain the rural charm. These would indicate architectural elements like pitches of roofs, landscaping requirements, setback. And you can go back to slide 7 to see what that was. Historic overlay to maintain the rural character. It's not needed for our charge, okay, Marion? Maintaining the character can be part of the performance standards. So even if it passes or not, as long as those performance standards are tough, I'm not sure what you're doing over there, but you'll work with Jay anyway, because it has to be going through the planning board anyway.
And
Yep.
how or when are we gonna say the overlay district is gonna go from point A to point B?
What do you mean, point A to point
Don't we
B?
have to, we have to define what the overlay district is.
Yeah,
Is
that's
it
a
gonna be all
good
of Route
point.
3A? Is it gonna be some segment of Route 3A?
Yeah, that's a good point. Let me write this down so we can answer these questions. Define. Start and end point, right?
Is that right?
What'd you say?
The area?
Yeah, they wanted, yeah. So, yeah, we'll talk about that. It's a good point. All right, so we're done with that. Okay, the business directory is number 3. Actually, let me just back up one on that. Let me go back up one. How did we vote on number 1? We all said yes, right? We did not vote on 2 because it's not needed, right? Because the
Right.
so we could, I think we removed that. Number 3, created a business directory, yes. And business marketing and websites, social media, yes. So we're gonna merge 3 and 4. That was, I think, one of those ideas there, right? So we'll merge all of that into one. Home business ordinances, review existing ordinance balance. This was a no vote. The planning board recently did this. Balance needed to help some businesses while respecting neighborhood homes. So they already were reviewed, and I was in that meeting. I do remember going through those many times. And they actually added new state regulations for certain types of businesses and licensing in there. But they will, all right, so that's the next one. Home business ordinances to review signage. That was a 401. I think Jason, not Jason, it was Jeremy abstained, right? The planning board will review it. Another one we had gone through, but but that was a member of the focus groups, one of their major concerns. Mixed use in the northern commercial, it's post-election, so we don't need it, it was just approved. So expansion of the southern commercial area, we can see the tax scenarios on the prior slide. To be determined, so we're still awaiting for the follow-up on New Hampshire DOT. At this point, it's also New Hampshire DES is involved, Weston and Sampson's involved. This is getting to be a big item here. So right in the middle of our economic strategy, our land on the southern part of town, the land still owned by the state, there's a lot of conversation going on about that with what you spoke about with the water project, so. And the Board of Selectmen is aware of that. So we're waiting for conversation. So the federal representative is also working that, and the state reps will be called in, when it's determined that it's gonna happen. All right, currently investigating the state-owned land status. So what, it was the Derry Road property dispute, so deed research was gonna be needed. I think that was you,
I
Jason,
think we
right?
kind of figured that out.
Oh, you did? Oh, that was that email that went, okay, so that already happened. Do you, all right, so when we get to that, so for Jason, we'll talk about scenario 8, if what he wants me to do there. All right. Potential water project and other water increase. But number 3 is true, mixed use may be a future option. There. Number 9, explore the land between the end of Albuquerque and Page Road, currently privately owned. I think we all abstained on that. Number 10, Route 102, investigate available properties. Because again, I came here with questions too. It wasn't like we had to put them in. I just was inquiring, right? So
Can I
some
go
of them
back
in.
one? Is this the southern end of Albuquerque?
You're talking number 8?
No, number 9.
Number 9. No, if you get, I guess,
I mean, the end of Albuquerque that's up here by St.
No,
Francis
it's-
is one end.
page.
But you're talking about
Go
the
the other
wrong
way, go
page. Maybe
past
you
the high
should put
school.
southern end of Albuquerque.
Do you want me to put southern end?
Otherwise, it would be all the land on 3A.
Okay. All right. Okay, so that was abstained. So the Route 102, investigate available properties. Again, I was just asking, who owns those homes? You know, that was, so awaiting follow-up. What is this? Oh, I'm sorry, 102. Yeah, there was a little bit of overlap on 102. Awaiting the follow-up for DOT, and again, the reps, right? Part of that land is in that 102. Phantom properties owned by the state. Was that the one that you said was solved, the phantom property? Or,
There's a couple lots there on 102.
yeah. So number 10, my note number 2, about phantom properties owned by the state.
On 102?
Waiting follow-up now, future properties.
Yeah, because I think some of the
Wasn't
land.
one owned by the dentist? One of those?
Yeah, yep.
Okay, so, we'll let,
Is this on 102? Kim?
Phantom
Yeah,
properties.
that's number 10.
I think the phantom properties is still the, the piece that we're looking at here
Okay.
that goes all the way. So
Oh.
I think it's covered under 2.
okay, there wasn't the deed
Items.
dispute?
There are some phantom properties in here, little bits and pieces that are owned by the state.
Is that where they had the houses that they took down on 102? That was supposed to
Yep.
be the other side of the project, I think. Like on the east side of 102, there was a couple places, I
Yeah,
think.
there's a
Yeah.
couple of them. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're scattered over here. There's
Yeah.
a few owned by the state up in here that are by the dentist office.
Yep.
Down there.
So the state owns some on 102 and that property.
You still see the driveways.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Again,
amazing.
yeah.
To take a look. All right, discussion, Southern Commercial Land Inquiry. Again, that was me just asking what the homes were in that area, and you were reading them off the GIS stuff. DOT permit appeals process, that came up last week. That was a yes vote from everybody. I don't know why there's an X in there. Why do I have an X in there? I don't know. Whether to keep it or not, I guess. All right. Would help if businesses expedite, it would help businesses expedite if they're waiting for the state. Jason brought up the gas station with the 1971 curb cut rule. And Barron's might have had an issue also initially, and then maybe the Board of Selectmen brings in reps with that to approach DOT. 71, 50-something years ago. Okay. Non-economic development items, that's just ongoing, warrant article ideas. And then we had that discussion on ADU impact. ADUs are more affordable, but it would increase the town population and the need for services, but that's a state rule. All right, so I think out of those, let me just look why I have the X. Again, we were doing this 2 weeks ago. All right, one of my recommendations is these 15 go down to these 9 or 7, right? Oh, 7, and then there were 3 added. I'll explain that in a minute. So so that just brings the funnel down. So what this is I'm only keeping the ones we wanted, right? We have the votes there to support it. Board of Selectmen is gonna get items 4 and 5, and the planning board's gonna get items 1, 2, 3. might make those color coordinated so people reading this report know that for the next slide. Because these items start showing up on the slides later. It'd be nice if you know which ones were board and planning. And I'll explain that in a minute. So let's go, so there were these 7 that we were going to bring forward after we all voted. We just said, bring these forward, when one of them merged, right? However, when we were reading all of these lovely notes in our timeline, there were 8 that we never voted on, but they were points that we wanted to add, just so you know. So they didn't go through the funnel to go from 15 to 7, but we did add 3 more. Slide 7 about the planning board was the from base zoning, okay? We thought that we don't have to vote on it, we just,
I don't remember what is from base.
yeah. Oh, did I spell it wrong? Form, sorry. Well, that's consistent everywhere. All right, form.
No, I think you had it right.
Okay, I'll look for that.
So
Yeah, you wanna
form-based
explain the
zoning
calculation
is,
on that, Kim?
how it has
if you
to
don't
look?
mind? Kim, do you mind elaborating on that?
I thought that was what.
I had it up there as formulaic, yeah.
Had brought up.
It was brought up, I just gotta find where. It was one of our key items. let me find it. I just said it was formulaic, right? If we don't want it, I don't mind taking out. Can you explain what it is to them? Because you were telling me about the percentage of
Wish
homes and
Laura was
homes.
here, Laura had a better definition.
I can just do a search, but I don't have it up yet.
It was,
Let me just find it.
let's see if I have a minute so I can,
It's on page 7, but it just says form-based zoning
yeah,
formulaic.
'cause she,
Let me do that in red, so I got it.
ChatGPT, what it is.
I don't see it in the notes, but doesn't, it has something to do with the physical characteristics of taking the physical characteristics.
I thought it was-
Of the land and the properties around it and working those into your zoning areas versus, all this is commercial, all this is, it's more like individual.
But you said it was kind of statistical, right? They're gonna look at that and do a formula
Yeah,
of
like
types of
there's
building.
a formula that you apply to different areas, and it might not create as big a zones as what you have currently, but it might create more pockets where you'd have. But it takes into consideration like the streets, are they prepared for trucks, or are they, mostly residential streets? Are they the physical characteristics of the land? And,
Okay,
but that's kind of like, it's like a formula that you add, and so you wouldn't generally see large pockets. You might see smaller pockets with it worked throughout the town.
so we had it listed in our, on, as a key
Londonderry
research on 7.
has done,
Like Market Basket is that type of thing.
yeah, Londonderry's done some of that,
Oh,
and you kind of
the mixed-
see it
yeah.
kind of weaved in down. So I think Laura was active in that.
Well, I have it listed on page 7 as potential new ordinances explored. Do you want me to just remove it from here? Not that I wanted to go over that yet, but we mentioned it on page 7 as part of our key research when we discussed that, right? You want me to just remove it from here? Because it's on slide 7 anyway, which I say, it's a comment here, it says on slide 7, right?
Wait a minute, let me see.
I can remove that.
Yeah.
But these were the recommendations that we didn't really kind of vote on. Like, we voted on the 3A, right? We voted on historic district. This one, we didn't vote on it. That's why I listed it here, just so you know there was no issue. Is it a state, is that a local ordinance or state?
It's, it says form-based zoning is a land development regulation tool that uses the physical form rather than the land use.
Yeah.
Where's my,
It focuses on creating desired character and appearance for streets, blocks, and neighborhoods through detailed graphic and tabular standards promoting features like walkability, mixed use, greater variety of housing options. Unlike traditional zoning, which separates use, form-based codes to emphasize integration of different functions into coherent urban fabric.
I've never heard of these words.
It's like a
on-
walking
on
city,
the-
right? They're
on
trying to
there.
make,
Yeah.
trying to make like a
Yeah,
walking city.
I always thought that Londonderry thing with Mount Margaret was like a mixed use kind of, but maybe they are trying to, that's how we refer to it in the planning board, but
Yeah, I've only seen it.
it seems to be catching on
It's
But-
relatively.
because
I
of
think
housing
it's-
issues too, but some people want that more urban feel, So we did discuss it up on page 7, but we didn't vote on it, which is why it's here. I didn't want you to think, because we voted on everything.
Right.
So I can
Leave it
remove
there,
it from here, or
From where? Which?
from on page
page.
14. Again, these last 3, we didn't really, it came up, we didn't, like, this last one we didn't vote on, so I just brought it here so you could see it. Are we up, do you want to recommend that, or do you want to just, I don't know if we're going to blend
I think we
much.
discussed it. I don't know that it's
kind
something
of
we need to
feathery.
recommendation, any of those.
I wouldn't call it a feathering, no?
It's kind of different from feathering.
All right, so I don't know if we want to keep it or
Yeah, I
not.
wish Laura was here because she's so much more of an expert on this than
Well, we can reach out to her just to comment on it, right? I mean, I didn't make up these words, trust me, right? I mean, they came out of one of our meetings, that's why it's here, right? It's in
Right,
the air, right? So, well, we can decide when we get there, when we go around the room for comments, because I'll read off the changes that we're gonna do, but, all right, the Board of Selectmen, that strategic plan needed due to limited commercial property, yeah, we had it as a fact, but then we said maybe somebody needs to decide what to do with that, so that's why we put that there, okay? We didn't vote on it, but it just came out of our research. And then that's on slide 8, where we discuss that, like, 9% of the commercial market is, the commercial land. Slide 6 and 13, the southern commercial zone may also benefit from mixed-use zoning, so I think that came from,
Right.
I think it came from Jason. And it's listed in 2 places, so I just put it there, but we didn't vote on it. But I think I think actually we did vote on that. But-
Well, was that
It
approved
was just a comment.
specifically to the area in the northern part of town by the voters? Or was it just mixed use was approved?
I think it was
It was just-
northern only,
It was
right?
just the northern.
Okay,
side.
all right, I didn't
But I
know, so
think
if you'd have
That's
to
a
bring it up
conditional
again.
use.
I think that is an example of form-based, the mixed use, because you're taking, right, they said the development has to have so much commercial and so much, so you're building like the
Okay, that's
how
that,
many floors the buildings have and
We
what
mentioned that.
the difference, and they're actually coming out with a calculation. I think that is a form of.
A form of
Bad.
form-based.
A form
we
of
list it on the
form-based.
back. When we
Yeah,
get there, we do
an
list it.
example
It's that technical, who does it? The mixed use, supplemental design guidance for mixed use, right? They have to develop an alternate and net positive report. That's
And
it right there. That's on
I
page
think
17 when we get it.
that's characteristics of form-based.
So
Okay.
whether, you have a house in the front, the business in the back, kind of, or flipped, I don't know what they came to the board with.
Well, I think we talked about if we did a feathered it in, we would want all the parking to be behind the business, not on 3A.
Yeah.
That would, and I would think that would be more a zoning rule than.
Yeah, so the planning board will write that up. Yep. So we'll decide what we do to this when we go around the room, and we'll do each one, we'll do each in a minute. All right, so again, number 8 just came out of a comment, but it's an action item, I think, because, just so you know, it's there. And the mixed-use zoning, I think that Jason mentioned that kind of at the end, right? Like 2 or 3 meetings. So it never was part of our initial research and stuff, but it is important to keep, it's an idea.
That would have to go to the voters like the other one did, I guess.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so we have those. Switch on this, let's see. All right, so what do I do next? Give me a sec, I'm getting a little out of order here. What if I say, let me just get back to this page. All right. This is page 2. All right, so. EC. All right, so. What I think Laura was speaking about, and it always bothered Kim and myself, is I had mentioned charge 1 earlier when we did the survey, and I had it in yellow, charge 1, when we did the survey in the focus group. When I got to the summary page, I just did charge 2, 3, 4, and 5 here. I can remove the yellow from up there and just put charge 1 here and add it and say what slides to go to. All right, we're on slide 15, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Where would it say, it says
Okay.
charge 2,
Right.
where's charge 1?
Charge 1 was up in the body of the report
Yeah,
earlier
these are
when we
probably-
talked about the economic survey, the development
Oh,
survey.
okay, I got you.
So I never,
Like
we
in
went back
page
and
2,
forth
yeah.
on that, right? Because it was like, we're doing it in order, but, so I think I'll just remove the yellow from up there and just add number 1 here.
Oh, I
and
see
say
here on
see
page 4,
slides.
yeah.
I think that's a
2
good
and 3.
idea.
So that was the one I think what Laura was kind of commenting
You
on.
mean in here?
One of Laura's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What page are you on there?
4 says economic survey, and
Yeah,
that was
it's sure,
charge
and then on
1.
the next page that had the focus group was kind of
Yeah.
also trying to figure out what they wanted.
But that was part of, yeah, that was
So
part
I'll
of.
add it to this, so for the fulfilled tasks, I'll add 1 here and just remove the yellow up there, okay? And then so I was just trying to prove that you gave us this charge on page 2, 3, and we did them, okay? And the supporting evidence with it. So I'll move 1 and I'll put the survey and the slide numbers. Then we did, number 2 is this charge in blue, Planning Board and Board of Selectmen, which is when I will color 13. I will say, the board gets these and the planning board gets these, the board of selectmen get those.
Right.
All right, charge 3 was to advise the select board and other boards. So that's what you see here. If you look at, let's go, I know it's a little confusing because it was confusing. If you go to page 13 and 15 together. This is going to the planning board now, right? So if you look at 13, look at the side that says, see that, you got 13 in front of you?
I'm gonna get it. Hold
We're
on.
waiting for Marion there. The X's, the planning board has X's on that matrix.
Right, okay.
Those are listed in here.
Under what? Charge 3 or charge 2?
Charge 3, because we have to go to we have to do the
Okay, I
other
see
boards.
completed for planning board, I got it.
Yeah, we have other boards, which would be the planning board needs the feathering one.
Mm-hmm.
It needed the home business ordinances and signage, the from-based zoning, and the commercial
That's
zoning.
form.
Yeah,
That should be Form 2, right?
I'm not sure.
Number
which-
4, form-based
Number 4,
zoning.
form-based zoning.
Yeah,
From-based
So
zoning.
then,
like,
that
yeah, I
looks like
guess it
that
must have
8
flipped
did
it.
get,
It passed the spell check, didn't it?
Well, from's a
It's a
Well,
word.
word.
that's on page,
They didn't know
I'll
what you were
replace
talking
from,
about.
I'll just look at that, yep. I'm like, what page, 4? Did you say 4?
so
All right.
then that doesn't need to be on page 14. Because it's in here.
Well, we never really voted on it, that's why I put it there, just so you knew why we had it there.
Is it on 13? Is it on?
Oh, you mean the form-based?
All right, so who else so the planning board also gets this final report and the detailed report, which is this with all the appendices in it of everything we researched, right? Puffs up, okay? All right, so that's the planning. Now, if you look back at the Board of Selectmen on page 13, they are supposed to get 4 and 5, right? So if I color coordinate or put something, then they'll know where they're kind of coming from. All right, so what is going to the Board of Selectmen? The business directory, marketing, just assign who delegates doing that. The DOT permit appeals process, right? Get that, who's gonna go do that. The strategic plan about the limited availability of commercial property.
What, I don't know, can you explain that a little bit? Because I must have
Which one,
missed
the
that
DOT one?
class.
That
No,
was-
the strategic plan needed.
Okay, so that came from, if we look at our key.
I saw where it came from,
Yeah.
but what does it mean?
So you saw 9% of the land is commercial.
Right,
Of that,
so
there's
what kind of
limited
a
properties.
strategic plan would they develop? Are you trying to get
Maybe they
more
want it-
commercial land, so
No,
change
no.
the zoning, or?
Maybe they want it to stay more business, maybe they want it to go conservation, just.
Oh, so
they
with
just
the
need-
existing
yeah, there's
commercial
certain
land,
pieces
develop a
left. Is
plan.
there a kind of a plan?
Okay,
Maybe
I
there
thought you,
isn't.
I thought you were trying
Could
to
be first come, first
increase
serve.
the percentage of commercial land somehow. And
So that was
a little
actually, that
concerning.
was brought up, right, if we're gonna expand the.
Okay, all right, good. Thank you for that explanation.
All right, then that's it right here. To be determined, the next ones, that's why they have to be, expand the southern commercial area, right?
Right.
That was, we still have to,
But those we won't be able to do till we
Right.
hear
Right,
something
we have
from
to
the
wait till we
state
hear.
and the water.
the follow-up on the Route 3 properties in the commercial zone, for the southern
Wait,
commercial
where?
zone. So I'm on page 16, right? We're under the Board of Selectmen tasks?
Okay, yeah, but what, I don't see Route 3 on here. And it should be
So the planning
3A,
board
right?
gets Route 3A. They're gonna go make the zoning ordinances up. What page are you on?
You said page what, 13?
Page 13, if you look at Board of Selectmen.
Yes, I am.
It has 4, 5, 6, and we don't know what 6 and 7 are
Right, well,
gonna
you
go.
don't know about 6
Right.
and 7, right, so that's create
So-
a business directory and the appeals process.
Yep.
And I don't see, okay, I see overlay district, okay. Route 3A, all right, got you. You said Route 3, and I was curious
say Route
about
3?
how we were getting into Route 3.
So many Route 3s in this state. I'll work on that. All right, so the identified zoning concept, again, we can't do anything about the expanding the commercial area
Right.
until we know. The property is being investigated on 102 and the potential mixed
Mixed
use.
use, okay.
So again, it's not saying that they can't be in the southern commercial area, the mixed use, it's, who would make that call? I guess
would think
somebody
it'd have
could
to
do a
be,
warrant article if they wanted,
Yeah,
but,
it'd have to be a warrant article.
or they go to the planning board and come up with a concept,
I think
right?
that's what happened the last time somebody went to the planning board, right, and then that's how it, is that how it
Oh, I-
all occurred? I think so. Somebody wanted to put something in that was mixed use on their
Oh,
property.
for the northern part of town.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's how it got started, I think.
All right, so to date, so as of today, or the 16th, nobody with bylaws, policy, or regs were identified. We looked at it, we had each group look, but nothing stood out for me on board, and nothing for Jeremy, so. And they'll get the report, so let me go here. So charge 4, federal grants, what are we doing there? We have done some economic development through town staff reviewed grants and other finance options available to assist with improving regulations in the town. Specifically, the Economic Development Committee reviewed grant opportunities with New Hampshire Housing, New Hampshire BAE, and that's the RSA. Our RSA is ongoing, exploring opportunities with our partner, with our state and federal partners, excuse me, opportunities to partner with our, I hate using partner twice, I have to look at that, right? Partner with these partners. In process, identify and execute plans for improving the water and energy resources. All right, permitting process, streamlining licensing, charge 5. Subdivision and site plan operational flow chart was fairly recent.
The TRC thing,
Yeah. The town hall in-house permitting process is the technical review committee. That's where the fire, police, our building inspector all get together and go over the plan quickly. Supplement design guidelines for the mixed-use village. Development, an alternative and net positive report. In process, the MyGov permitting software enhancements are going on. So permitting can be expedited. And then the new request that came in was the DOT permit appeals process. All right. What are we doing? All right. So I just gave a recap of the slides. They could find it if they were questioning, okay? The same charge, just with the slide numbers on it.
Okay, yeah, okay.
And then the appended items will be all the key. All right? So I want to just, let me get my slides in order because I went all over the place. I knew I had 3 changes. The zebra on the front, who was on the committees, because that happened because I added the town residents for the focus group after.
Right.
So I will fix that unless people don't want zebra at all. Does anybody care?
No,
Anybody, we're good? Zebra, good? All right, so I'll just fix, so that'll be, I'm gonna use the red now, so we will fix this one. The other one was having the charge 1 kind of hanging there on page 4 and 5. I'll keep it there, but I'll move it to the back summary page with the rest, so they know that we
okay,
completed it.
yeah.
I think that might have been what Laura spoke about.
She
That
said
was the
skipping
second one,
around.
and that really was okay, I think that was my 2, just unhighlight it there and put it on the summary. All right, so Laura's concern was, should it be a PowerPoint presentation or a Word doc? This is what we would usually give to the Board of Selectmen. If it's a Word doc, I can move everything over with a copy, it's a.
And she
whatever
thought,
you-
wait, did she think a Word document was better?
let me read it. I think like report versus presentation could be I'm just getting an order here. So I'm gonna ask you what you feel. I think we need the PowerPoint slide to present, right, to people, and put it up on the website. They'll probably read this faster than they would read a report. But I would, does anyone have concern? Would they rather have it in a Word document format?
What do you guys think?
Really, I think this.
Are you gonna add a lot more detail?
Quick read.
I'm just bringing up like what Laura brought up.
Yeah, but
Did you
if
guys
you were
all
gonna
get Suzie?
do a PowerPoint and then the other document was gonna have a whole lot more detail, maybe. But I don't know that we need a whole much more detail than we have in
The
here now.
detail we had is, say 5 or 6 weeks, 5 or 6, maybe 5 months ago, we had that timeline, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we had gaps, we had to explain why there were gaps, right? That was used to create this, which creates the detail, right? I mean, it's kind of triple, right? So I would think so to me, and I can call it presentation instead of final report. And we can call the detail report, we could call it report, where it has this plus all of our supporting data.
Right.
But again, it's up to what you think. Because again, we have it, we can cut and paste very fast, right?
But this will be presented to the selectmen.
I think it's gonna be presented to the selectmen, probably, I know Jay would want one, or Jay Mancaro would want one at NRPC, right? And I'm sure our planning board would want one. It's gonna probably go up on the site, right? So for everyone, the
No,
public, I want the
I
public
think
to see
this
it.
is, if you just change those couple things, I think it's fairly easy to follow. I would
Okay,
probably
we're gonna go
look at
around.
this before I would
If
read a
you're
whole
gonna
big
have
written
that other,
document.
the other information available.
Yeah,
I
it'll be
think
supplemental for sure, in case I wanna dive into it. So again, it's this book, is these 19 slides, give and take, introduction. People want to read that.
Yeah,
It's like reading the tax code, get to a certain level.
That's another whole beast that we're not gonna get into. And so I'm gonna go around and we'll get everybody's input in a second. Let me just get my slides in order, because you'll be talking faster than I can. And I just wanna mark this up in red so I can take away. I don't know why page 1 and 2 don't have a page number, but the rest do. Are they hidden?
mine does.
Yeah, this one has one in the,
mine does.
oh, it's just hidden under the word regulatory on 2. Okay.
Mine does.
All right, I'm missing 3. That must be 3. All right, so.
It's a charge.
Let me just read Laura's, since she gave me a comment. I told you what mine were, and I think I overlap with her on one, so. If somebody's already in the email, that we can get there faster than me, but I'm heading in now. There it is. Oh, that's my personal one. We don't want that. Hold on. Does anybody have the email in
I
front of
do.
them?
I do.
Can you read Laura's email? It's that Jeremy just couldn't come, and that was his email, but what did Laura say?
She said, unfortunately, I will not be able to be in attendance tonight. I reviewed the draft report, and here are some of my comments. Will the final report be in the form of a PowerPoint? I prefer a written document, parenthetically more clear. As I am reading it, I felt that was bouncing back and forth. Can we organize the final documents by the charges with an introduction regarding our research? For example, to understand the findings on charge 1, you referred to page 9. Are we going to elaborate on this in the final document?
Yeah, so I think that was my concern too, that charge 1 was up there by itself. If I bring it back and maybe color coordinate what goes to planning, what goes to board of selectmen. Is there an
Is she-
introduction? Does she want an actual is that what you
No, I
said?
think she is, which might make sense, but I'm not sure. I wish she was here. Is she saying like charge 1 and then have the research related to that and then the votes and then is that?
Well, we kind of do that. That's why I tie it back. We do that.
Yeah.
She might be.
We
Can we
can-
organize the final documents by the charges with an introduction regarding our research? So like, instead of, at all at the end, it's like 9 sections.
Yeah.
But all of this
Did I hear
key
you read that?
research, yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I think all of the key research that we see here, though, I can see where the charge 1 definitely could be pulled out, right? But the rest of it would all fall under, before we got to any, because 3, 4, and 5 were kind of at the tail end. They have to be, right? Permitting and all of that. What was the second charge again? Hold on. Just about being aesthetic, right? Yeah, recommendations to the planning board and selectmen, right? Kind of already that way. Because all of the key research, other than the stuff that went into for the focus group and the economic survey, charge 1, we could put them together. And then 2 is everything else, was all the other research that came together.
Maybe she's thinking starting page 10?
What's page 10?
The
Yeah, but people won't know
initial
what we're talking about.
findings?
I think she means, here's charge 1, this is the research we did, this was our findings. Here's charge 2, this is the research we did, this is,
That's what
I
I
could-
thought
you
she
know what?
was saying.
You know what,
Yeah.
so
That's
if we,
what I think
if we
she's
did
saying.
that, what we'd do is on page 5, I think, page 4. I would say we definitely did the 3rd and on the top of page 5, right? Economic survey focus group, that is charge 1. We could leave the other 2 in there, but we would just wrapping our head around the existing strategy, right? All of the rest goes to charge 2 and 3. I mean, I only had one comment about that 3 at the end about zoning policies, regulations, and I just said nobody came forward. We didn't see any, right? So the rest is 2, and I guess I could put a 3 next to that one. And I don't mind, we can just put it in front of the title, right?
Fine.
So they know.
Yeah, I think that adds some clarity.
You want me to do that?
Yep.
All right,
Yeah.
so that starts on page 4, right? All right, so how do you want to handle the first 2, the SWOT and the, I guess we had to do that. This is definitely charge 2 and charge 2, right? How do we want to just handle the first 2 on page 4? All the rest are charge 3, right? We'll put a prefix in. Except for that municipal one, except for this one will be charge
You mean
3.
reviewing the chapters and the SWOT?
Yeah, because we first started, we're like, why don't we review the existing items and the current state of the town? Population and housing would
Is it
impact it.
3?
Is it 3?
Do you
We
think,
can do that.
do you think that that kind of research?
So this is what we did in order. This is the timeline
to 3?
versus, you know what I mean? We did
Where
the
you're fitting
timeline
it in, right.
satisfying multiple things at the same time, right?
Right.
We were doing things in parallel. So this, I guess this could go, it doesn't have to have a charge. It could, do you have another word other than charge 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Could Pre something? or-
Ask.
Or just assignment, or, you know, like a key word to go in front of it instead of charge. You
Well, there's, we did
Task.
background
Tasks.
stuff or,
just want to call it task?
Tasks is good.
You want, all right, so these first two will be task and task? Okay. Or you want to call it pre-task, or do you want task? Just task? I'm okay. if you want-
Task 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 then.
All right, task 1 and 2 for those. Then the next one is charge 2, the economic survey. And then on the page,
You said it was charge one.
excuse me, no, oh yeah, charge 1, yes. Charge 1, and then on page 4,
That is page 4.
yeah, I'm gonna go to page
That's
5.
page 4.
That's gonna be charge 1, right, for the focus
Yeah.
group, kind of, it was kind of a
Yeah.
supplemental. All right, and then the rest are, they're all charge 2, excuse me, 3. Wait a minute, accept the recommendations, yeah, that's all charge 2. And then the third one, I just had one sentence that nobody brought anything forward at this point for policies and all that, right? Okay, so that's what we want?
Wait a minute, what did you just say about
Okay,
charge 3?
so task 2 will be at most of the other key research we did, right?
All of these things?
Yeah, because we didn't come up with that matrix until at the end. We had to let
So
all,
this is charge 1, and these
yeah, I'm
aren't
gonna
charge
remove that
1.
because it's confusing, right? I'm gonna
You're
remove
gonna
that.
put that over here.
Oh, maybe that's 2.
What was I saying? Yeah, so as we were doing all of our research and some of it was being done in parallel, right? Things were filtering out. That was in that big timeline I gave you at the bottom. Things were coming to, filtering. But we really didn't come to a conclusion until we brought them to you in that matrix last week that you voted, last month that you voted on. So Marion, back to these. Where it says charge 1 here highlighted, I'm gonna unhighlight that and unhighlight that and put it on the back page with the rest of them.
The
So, 'cause
charges,
it-
right,
yeah.
okay.
So what's 3? Advise the select board, that'll be our matrix, right? Our first matrix that we looked at and voted on, right?
Mhm.
So I can add that to be charge 3, the matrices?
But-
For the Excel spreadsheets? That's what we were gonna advise the board, right? The final recommendation ones for sure, right?
But there's some of those, that's the hard part,
What?
aren't some of those other? So,
The only one I think is other is the policies, regulations, and zoning, well, policies and regulation and bylaws.
Yeah.
But that has its own line in here, so I can just make that charge. And the master plan, anything that has to do with that performance standard, right, or historic, charge 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's number 3
Mine
too,
is, yeah.
historic and the master, or what did they call that, performance standards? Okay,
yes.
so we were solving them in parallel too, right?
right.
And then this
They're all
final,
interdependent, so.
yeah, we did. Yep. We had a lot of people to cancel and had to come back, remember that? There was a lot of that going on too. And then there was research that took time to do.
I think there's some that are multiple tasks.
Okay, well, we can go through that, yeah, and add those in. All right, so I like that prefix, that's good. All right, and what's 4 and 5 really didn't come into play until when? I guess I'm just naming them at the end here. Here's chapter 4 and 5.
'Cause they're things
They're at the
we
back
can't
page
deal
on
with, right?
17.
Yeah.
Yeah, we couldn't, yeah, Jeremy made that observation early on. We can't even do 3, 4, and 5, right? Well, really 4 and
Right.
5 until we get to this point.
Right.
So, now, did she say introduction summary or something? I forget what that, I just don't have my email.
Yeah, I think she said if you're leaving it in a PowerPoint, have like an introductory page.
Okay.
You know, like,
Page, let me
just
just
say,
get
Organize the final documents by the charges with an introduction regarding the research.
like here.
that's fine. Okay,
Doesn't have to be,
Under
just
the
really probably needs to maybe a
mission,
paragraph.
How it came
I can just
about.
put the introduction above the mission statement, right, above our charges, right? How it came about. Okay, that's fair enough, because it is quite the segue, isn't it? To just say, Economic Development Committee, here are the people, go, right? So she wants a little bit of an introduction in there, okay. And I do mention it,
Well, for someone that's gonna pick this up 10 years from now, that
Yeah.
second slide,
yeah,
maybe even before the committee
Yeah.
member, where we list the committee members,
Mm-hmm.
should just be a very brief introduction. So
You
the
want the
second page,
introduction?
they open that up, they know what's
Yeah,
coming in the
what they're
document
looking at, yeah.
and why the document is created. And then I would probably maybe bullet point underneath that. Even though this is a PowerPoint, you kind of have we kind of have sections in here.
yeah, you can.
We've got the mission statement, we've got the key research done.
Oh, yeah, put them under,
Just use my
both
major
points
titles.
under
That
the
second slide,
introduction.
so they know what's coming down.
Sure.
And then in between those sections, just have a blank slide that's just got basically the section title, so that when someone opens it up, they're gonna be able, it'll
Almost
read
like
like a
Cabot.
book.
That's actually one of the things
Yeah.
I was thinking. I was trying to give them a segue to, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a
But we
great
don't, when you look at the
suggestion.
title, I like that, so we'll do each of these, right? Yeah, the mission is one, then the key research is a ton, right? That's one of the other,
That's a
then the
section.
initial findings, and then the final, and then
And
fulfill
put the
tasks.
recommendations should
Yeah.
like be at the bottom, because you're culminating all
Yeah,
the way
so that all
up to
is-
the
right.
Yeah,
grand finale.
yep. Oh, I like that. All right, so
Responding
then
to an
she's
RFP.
happy, and I do like the section idea, that's good.
Yeah, I like that too. It
And that's
seems
right, and I
organized,
guess if I put
organized.
that hat on of somebody who hasn't been here, sees this, that would be
Yeah, looking at it in
good.
that
So is
light,
that,
if somebody
I think,
picking it up
solves
that
ours,
wasn't
we'll
here.
I think
put
so.
a prefix on the items, and we'll do the intro, and we'll do the sections, and you want the segue, I know what I'm talking about, the segue of the sections, right?
And when you get into I think like all the info is here,
Mm-hmm.
it's just like kind of shifting
Right,
the cards around a little bit, but when you get into each of the
Yeah.
charges, maybe we just have one slide with the charge on the front, and then the second slide is what Laura was talking about, which is a little bit farther down, what the results were, so you kind of, one
Right.
page, you've got the charge, unless
Yeah.
you can fit it on one page, and then
Yeah,
the second page, what was completed.
so you want the summary kind of at the front of what was completed.
I think that's what Laura was saying, was to
Yeah.
collapse those two, right?
I have to get the email, sorry. Yeah, let me take a
Right,
look.
because we've got the charges up the top, and then you have to flip down to the bottom of
Yeah,
the.
but I
Okay,
think
that's
other
fine.
than charge one, they're all kind
Yeah.
of encompassed in the wrap-up.
Okay.
Yeah.
gotcha. I got you, yeah.
But I kind of did that on the back where I actually said the slide numbers. We
Yeah.
could shift that up, right? If we want to give them the information up front, because people's time is valuable. Page 18 has the charges with the slides to go to. Would that be better? I don't know.
Would that be better in the front?
In the
Someone
front.
says, I have a particular interest in this, makes it
yeah,
easier to
yeah,
find.
right,
Flip
yeah,
right down.
Yeah,
So move this,
that's a good idea.
move to,
the front.
all right, so I just want to make sure we keep the title. This is number 1. Then we do the introduction, number 2, right? And we'll have the segues, right? We'll have the key, right?
Yep.
Key research, blah, blah, blah. And then we'll have the third thing will be the people, right? And how do
Third
you
thing
wanna-
will be kind of a list of,
Right here, we have the list, the sections, right? Each section? Right, a key, right? We had key, like, we had each section, we had key research, right, findings, right?
yeah,
Each a section with a segue, right? We'll put in the segue slide. The members would be next, and then you want the little quick index, quick sheet there? Yeah, I don't care.
I think so.
Okay,
Yeah, I like
that's
that
fine,
idea.
so this will be number
Up,
4.
so when someone's reading it, it kind of.
Then they know where to go to look for what they're interested in.
Title, introduction.
Like a table of
we have
contents.
members, and we can do slide 18, which I know what I mean, it's the quick results, right? Okay. So this is, we actually can get rid of a slide, because this is our charge
You could.
with the results, so we're gonna kill number,
What were you removing?
So number 3, I actually said what the charges were,
Yeah,
and this is a summary of the same charges with the slide numbers, so we can just remove this one.
Yeah.
what page?
We can remove 3 and
Okay.
put in 18 in its place.
Oh, okay, I see, yep, yep.
And maybe get rid of the all requirements met. I was trying to.
Maybe get rid of which
It
one?
says all 5 requirements are met at the top of the
Okay.
page. Do you want me to remove that? I mean, it's a given, right?
Yeah,
You want me to just kill that? Do you see on, say, 18 where it says?
yeah, I see, yeah, because that, you're right, it makes it more clear.
Okay, so I'll remove that, but we'll keep the slide, obviously. All right, so, how do we want to, I know it was a couple weeks ago, and, things changed, but do we want to go slide by slide, or we just want to go around person? How do you want to do this, for any recommendations? All right, slide 1, good? Page 1?
Okay, you're going back up to the top.
Yeah.
All right, yep.
Do we want to go page by page, and anybody shouts out what they want, or we want to go person by
Okay.
person? All right, so the first page we're going
Yeah,
to
that's
leave.
fine.
Then we're gonna add, the next one, we're gonna add the introductions, right, and the key,
Right.
the sections. Then we'll have the members. I'm gonna remove this page and replace it with 18, which is the charge plus
Slide.
the slide
Right,
number, so
right.
we might have to be shifting those numbers around, okay, but that's fine.
Okay, yeah,
So I'm gonna just put see slide 18. All right, and I like that, I like the summary up front, I think that's good, okay. The research is next, key research, and we'll call it task 1, task 2, and then we'll get into charge 1, charge 2, and I can remove the yellow, the here,
yeah.
right, where it says charge. I still like the bullets at the bottom.
yeah,
The patient, I always looked at it, it was on the table. We're not gonna see this patient for 20 years, right, to try to really find what we can find. And plus, we had to, because of the canceled project.
right.
All right, next, so I'll kill that, so this goes away. Next page, I'm gonna also get, the yellow is gonna go away, right? That's why it was jumping for charge 1, and we'll move that way to the back on page. That will go on page,
Want it going 18?
it's gonna be a new 15. See, if you go to 15, when I said fulfilled tasks, we'll put charge 1 in there. Right?
Okay, right, okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I just,
Yeah.
because I said, that's way up there.
Yeah,
All right,
okay.
so I want- yeah.
Is it really important to make the connection between the research and the charge?
Well, that's,
I mean, I get what you're doing because you're making sure that
which
we're
page?
checking the boxes and we've done
Which
the
one are you looking
research
at?
on each thing.
Are you looking at 5?
But it's kind of, I'm on page 4 and 5.
4 and 5. Oh, the 2 that are
Um,
yellow? That's,
Yeah,
that-
you-
yeah,
We're trying to make the connection between, all right, we got these charges and we did the research for this charge.
that was one of my changes I wanted to make, to remove these from here. Put
Yeah,
it back on that other one.
okay,
'Cause
because
it
it's,
is-
your brain starts going, whoa,
Yeah.
okay.
Yep.
All I need to know is what research was done for the entire,
Exactly.
as far
Yeah,
as the
right.
committee is
Yeah.
concerned. And I've done these 10 things, and you can even make a statement up front. The following research was completed to, support, determining findings for all of the charges.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom,
Yeah.
boom.
Yeah, simple.
Because I think that's, Laura's kind of saying, I'm having a problem connecting in my mind, why am I A, B, C, like
Yeah.
Rubik's Cube type of thing.
That's the only time I think it
Right.
intertwines like that, but that's what I said to you too, because we could sit and let it resonate, and I said, I think she's talking about this, and this was one of the things I wanted to change, because again, we were doing it from a timeline, but then it was shifting not to be a timeline.
Yeah,
right?
to get
So that,
jumpy.
we'll remove that, I agree with you, yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
All right, and same on page 5, right?
I don't know.
And we'll prefix it with the charges.
Wait a minute, page
Oh,
5.
page 5, we're getting into all of our key
Oh, yeah,
research,
yeah,
right?
okay,
4,
right, yeah.
5, all of this was research. I also wanted people to know, yes, this committee did take time, but we looked under every rock we could think of, because again, we're
Yeah.
not gonna look at this for 20 years unless there's a major change in the town again.
But I think, so Jason, are you talking about all the key research? Just like remove the charge at the end?
Yeah, just for that,
Yeah.
those are the only 2 we did it on.
It was
just
only for
charge
the
No, we
ones
did
with
it
the
on, like,
yellow.
7.
Where's 7?
On page 7.
Oh, page 7? Okay, I can remove it from 7 and 3, I can remove that. You want me to remove that, okay, yeah,
I think so. It's just a little
but that's.
jumpy, in your
Yeah,
brain,
I
you
don't see it.
just
It
start.
wasn't done a lot. There's
Yeah.
another one on page 9.
Yeah.
Okay, that's okay. All right, then they're all gone after that. Okay,
Yeah,
good.
But just have the statement up front, like I said before.
yeah.
The following research was done to satisfy the needs of the
Yeah, I'll put that up here.
board, whatever you want to call it.
I like it.
Yeah, I think that's easier.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write that exactly. Because I will be looking at this later going, what were we talking about? All right, good. All of that's all of this key research. You still want, the prefix on it, charge 1, charge 2, yeah? I think for Laura, right? I don't mind. Remember, the first 2 were tasks, right? Page 4? And the rest is charge 1, charge 3, right? Whatever. She wanted them by charge, right?
I guess that's how they wrote
That's
it.
okay, I think that'll look good. And it gets rid of the little yellow things.
That's how we got the
Because these
orders,
two on
was
page
we were
7 that say
charged
charge
for doing
3,
X, Y, and Z,
It
right?
kind of, we just put it in front of that potential new ordinance explored, right? We're gonna put the prefix charge 3, right? So, that's good, all right. All right, so all of this key research, why are you lost?
Are we doing the charges or we're not?
Well, so you said to pull like number 7, page 7, where I
Yeah.
start having, I was saying we were satisfying charge 3. But now Laura wanted the prefixes, right, for each one? Yeah?
I don't know that we, in the research area?
Right here, we're gonna, like, if you look at slide 7,
Yeah.
key research, they all are the same, but if you look at 7, I would, if Laura wanted the prefixes, I'd put charge 3 right in front of potential new town ordinances explored, right?
No, but then we just
I
agree not
would-
to?
Oh, now you don't, you just want the
Yeah,
blanket one?
I
that-
don't think you need to.
Okay, good,
We're making,
okay, good, fine, oh, it's gone, I like
gotta
it.
put
I
the-
have the introduction statement you said, right?
Yeah.
reader in mind.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
when
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
looking at that, my brain's starting to
Okay, the following
scramble.
research was
Yeah.
done
Yeah,
due
don't
to
keep
satisfy
the
the charge of the
doors,
Board of
yes.
Selectmen, right?
Boom,
Done.
yes,
Yeah, I think
that's it.
research is
All right.
for all of it.
So kill the
Yeah.
prefixes, I like it, because I
Yeah.
didn't like tasks, to be honest, but I would have done it.
Duke the task, just bullet list
Yeah,
the research.
I like it,
Yeah.
awesome,
Yeah.
good, good, good.
Yeah, I like
Page
that
are you
better.
on right now?
Less is more. Well, I'm done with 5.
Okay. Peter had something. Did you forget?
Well, I'm waiting for page 8.
Okay.
All right, 6.
Don't jump the gun.
Holding on to it.
Peter.
Don't make
All right,
us jump around
7's
here, we'll
good,
do
I'll
our
kill
review.
those, the yellow is on 7.
Charge is that?
All right, number 8.
Wait, where are you at?
He's at 8. 7's
No, you're
good.
gonna go, we were at 5.
All right, hold on. I'm so excited, we're done. No, okay, so we're gonna remove anything with the yellows, the charge, right? We're gonna have the following research was done, blah, blah, blah. Okay, no more prefixes.
Now on.
Anybody have any questions on 5? 6, kind of the same thing. Everything okay?
I have a question on, a comment on 6.
Sure.
Where it says town budget and town reval, just add a dash after that with just a statement. We reviewed the town budget for X, Y, and Z reason, and same with the reval,
Town budget,
just to give a little explanation
Yeah, why
on
we were looking at it,
for
right?
a reason, blah, 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 for a reason, okay. Okay. We can do that. We will do that, all right. It's weird because they're showing up as, like, if I look at the limitation of the town ordinances explored, see how that box, we didn't have a box. I don't know what we had on the
What, under
PowerPoint,
the
it printed
mixed-
as a box.
Mixed-use zoning?
I don't know what you're
It's the
seeing.
sub-bullet when you hit the.
Okay,
Yeah.
because it's just, on the printout, it looks like a box.
Yeah.
All right, so next, page 7, I'll remove the charge 3s, all right? Anybody else on 7?
I'm anxious to get to page 8 for Pete. It's been.
All right, 8, I must have made a big fat mistake on page 8. What happened on 8?
Not a mistake. No.
Nothing, did you just
It's
make
not
that
good.
up?
It's not that good, huh?
Did you just make it up on page 8? There's really nothing?
No, I have
Were
I have
you
a question.
joking? All right, what's on 8?
This thing's getting too big a deal now. Never mind, I forget now.
So what's 8?
Yeah, just a
Anything?
question, on the town land use data statistics, like we have percent and dollars in there, like, was our intent to actually put those in there? Because in the next bullet, we actually put the 9%. Or is it just reflecting, we looked at both percent and dollars?
Oh, I see what you're saying,
We
yeah.
did, we reviewed both. She had,
Right, but should there be a number in there?
I think so.
22%
Oh, that could be
and so
next.
much money?
Yeah.
Right? Is that what the
Yeah.
question?
do you have a high-level taxable versus exempt, like a high-level number?
Oh, yeah.
'Cause we kept drilling down into
It's all in the MS1.
All right, so do we have
Yeah,
so we can figure
I'll-
out the percent if we have the dollars. Okay, so you
Send
can,
you that? Okay. I'll
yes.
send.
Oh, no,
yeah,
we're
I'll
gonna be
send
working
you
on this
that.
Good
together.
catch,
You're not
actually.
leaving me
Yeah.
yet. We're gonna, all right, so you want the actual numbers,
It was
right?
worth the wait.
Yeah, that
I
would make
have-
sense, yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good idea, because
We
again,
have
think
that,
of the
yeah.
reader and
Get
the
facts and
audience.
figures.
Yeah,
That's
give them
good.
this, give them the info.
And again, as of 2024, 2045. All right, that's good. Are we ready with 8? All set? That's a good one.
Yeah.
9, I'll just remove the charge. Yeah. Okay,
Right, and that's not up to us, right?
now this one is the one, the initial findings.
9,
Yeah.
it says,
Let me go back to it.
so the title on 9
Mhm.
says recommended changes to existing chapter 6. The actual research was reviewing chapter 6. So maybe like a little bit, because it's the research section.
It's still in the research section. We're still in the same research section, right?
Yeah, but.
Yeah, but I'm saying what the title doesn't match for,
Oh, what's underneath it,
You
right?
mean the recommended changes? That we made recommendations to that chapter, right?
Where are they?
But
So, so examine to 2002, right?
I think recommended throwing it
I'm
off.
saying that
Recommended.
the research is review chapter
Right,
6
right.
of the Economic Development 2002 Master Plan. That's the research.
After
Then
we,
the other
after we
things are
reviewed
the
it, then
findings.
we would recommend.
Okay.
Findings were,
Review.
Recommendations.
yes,
Okay.
yeah.
So review existing chapter.
Chapter
master-
6, yeah.
Okay, and then put that line after, right, make recommendations.
And then
And then keep
the
going.
recommendations are there.
Okay. Good. So we're gonna. Okay, and yellow is out
I
of
feel
you.
like it's a team term people, team
It felt
term
like
paper.
one.
Yeah. It's a project for a
And we were
master's
under the
degree.
gun, 'cause we promised you that date, and we're like, we gotta, and that was a week of H-E double hockey sticks that worked for me, I'll tell you, but it felt like a research paper. All right. I think this just proves how we had the key initial findings came from the key research, right? All right, and, but again, I think so good. I can put an explanation on this one, on 13, to say it was just the ones that we kept forward. It's up to you.
Put it
We're
where?
gonna have a segue anyway, right? So we'll have a segment sheet. So we had our research initial findings where
Right.
we presented this to the group
Right,
and they
right,
voted.
yeah, yeah.
That's the actual order here, but then they voted and told me to remove things, didn't apply, merge. So this was our final recommendations,
Okay,
which I think on this sheet here, I added Board of Selectmen versus planning,
planning, yeah,
right?
yeah.
That I might pick a color, Board of Selectmen, a blue dot, Planning Board, a red dot, so you know when you get to
Right, what you're looking at.
pages 15, I can put the color. I'll figure out how we're gonna make that match. All right, so anybody have the preliminary, okay, the initial
I think
findings? All right, the final recommendations? So we talked about a phantom deed, and we talked about, there was two things, but I think they were separate issues. The deed research on Derry Road was one, right? That was in the southern commercial area, if they were gonna expand it, right?
Yeah,
And then we had investigate available properties on 102,
right.
where you had a phantom property owned. They're two separate things, or were they, what do you think?
I mean, I think you could consider them two separate things, but I mean, it's all part of
One
all part of
district.
all
right.
that stuff down there.
Do you want me to leave it as is, if you're thinking
Oh,
about the reader?
Time out, okay, just triggered in my brain.
Yeah.
The first one, which says deed, property dispute, I don't think that should say Derry Road property dispute. I
Just
think it should,
remove
it's
it.
really not.
Isn't
It's
that
in
the
bet-
land between Cutler and Derry
And
Road?
you say
Yeah,
like state
3A
land
and Derry
property
What do
dispute
you
or?
wanna say?
And that was the one where there was a property in the GIS that didn't have any owner. A surveyor said it was owned by the town. Everybody else said it was owned by the state. I did research, he did research. It looks like it bounced around for taxes over five or 6 times, didn't pay the taxes, then paid it, then didn't pay it, then didn't, and paid. If you look on the registry of deeds, there's like a lineage there, didn't pay the taxes, it's going into foreclosure. 3 months later, they did, and so on and so forth. That's what that was related to, that one
Oh,
piece of
okay.
property.
So you don't want to call it Derry Road, one for
No.
So there's
anonymity.
8.2 is
Yeah.
the one, but it's not, it shouldn't say Derry Road, it should say
You want to just.
state piece or
It's
the
actually
thing.
Charles, well,
You want to say.
It runs
Lot
between the two
1.1A.
roads though, right? Doesn't it run
Well, it just
between
says
both?
commercial area, we don't wind it down,
That's
right?
fine.
So what do we just want me to remove just a property investigation, or we just remove
Derry
Derry Road?
Road.
Just take the
Yeah.
Derry Road out?
Right, property.
Just say
You wanna
property
say property
dispute.
It's not really a dispute, it was,
Property
unknown.
deed
nobody knows
research
who
needed?
owned
Property
it.
confusion.
So
Even the state didn't know, I don't know, do they still know that they know, do they know that they own it?
I think it depends who you talk to.
That's what we gotta figure out, because I
Yeah.
don't know,
do we want to
maybe
call
we're
it?
missing something.
We've talked to two different people. One said yes, one said no. I like the person that says no. Let's we'll just take it.
And put that in the report.
So do I want to say property ownership research,
Yeah,
something like that?
I like that.
Discrepancy?
Property ownership, what do you want to say? Because I'm trying to think of a person who reads this, like, what do they think that's going to mean? So just a property
Question.
ownership
Mm-hmm.
question,
Yeah,
one
that's
property, or a, or, I don't know.
that's not, and this isn't the only piece. Like during that time,
Yeah,
that we found that the lack of paying taxes and the town going back and forth and deeding it and not, we've seen it on a few even residential pieces. So I just think it was,
I thought I heard, and I'm not gonna name names, of course, but there was some of the properties, they could remain in there until the house was demolished and the state would pay the taxes. Maybe that might have been what you were saying, I don't know. And they made out because they never had to demolish the property. It was something like that.
oh, yeah,
That
that's
could
a
have been
different,
20
that's
years
a
ago.
different thing, yeah.
But if we just say property, that could
It
mean
is-
more or one, that could be
It is
one.
lot, on the tax map that I'm looking at, it's lot 1-1A, and it goes from there, it goes from there to Derry Road. It goes,
Gotcha,
this red one, all the way from one end to the other.
You don't wanna say property lot, because if you say property, that could mean many
Lot,
properties.
it's
It's just lot.
lot number, or
Do you want me to put
map
that?
The
lot
lot
number.
in, yeah.
For
I don't-
anonymity?
If you talk to, like, Joan and that, we're not even sure why it's 1A.
It's, what is it? It's,
Does everybody?
Why it's
Yeah,
one
they-
A.
Want to go
like-
look it up if we say it explicitly,
okay.
right?
I don't
Yeah,
think it's a
there were
bad thing that
questions
that people
as
look
to
at
why
it.
it
Make it
was
vague, and just
even
say
labeled
property, a
1A.
property lot. It's one,
it's map lot number is the term, map dash lot number, but,
but do we want
but,
to be
I mean, if you
anonymous?
want to keep it general, just say the
Property.
property in the southern part of town.
Because people might think that's more
Yeah, it's
than
in the
one.
it's under 6, which is expanded southern commercial, or just say
You wanna say
property,
one
not a
property,
dispute, but a property, what were you calling it?
Ownership,
Property ownership question, I don't know.
question, deed research
deed
needed,
research,
right?
yeah.
Deed research.
That's,
There you go.
yep.
And what about the other one under 7? That's the
Phantom
phantom,
property.
is that, I don't know.
Well, they kind of really were phantom properties.
There's a ton.
There's still a ton out there that are phantom.
3,
Was it what did we decide on property ownership, what?
Was
It's
a
the ones on
property
102.
ownership question, period, a deed research needed. I wrote dark on a dark blue.
I
Deed-
think we've got
deed
those
research needed.
figured out too,
Want to see it here?
because there were
that.
some
Property
that
ownership
were,
question.
questions around the church.
Yep.
And so we did some research on those, and I think we've got those figured out, and now we're in agreement with the church.
The church on 102?
Yeah, so there were like
Yeah.
some little pieces intertwined in here. Is that what you're talking about, Jason? And then like at the end of Cutler,
yeah, there's a
two at the,
There's a
there
bunch,
was some questions.
bunch up in, So the state owns these, and then some on this side of the road, on that side of Derry Road. And then, as Peter was mentioning, the fits and spurts are owned by the state up in here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like a checkerboard type of thing, it's not. They probably didn't make
There's one on
all,
the right hand, on this side of the road too.
there is straight here.
Yeah, that there used to be a house there.
Yep.
And so there was some questions, because like if it's state land, it's exempt.
I wonder
But
if BAE
if it's
picked it
a
up
church,
and knocked the
it was
house down.
exempt
Exempt
too
anyway,
for
right, yeah.
religious purposes. And so it was all kind of exempt, so it wasn't clearly defined whether
That's
it was
Rick's
a church
property.
or whether it was the state.
Right.
These ones
But I
don't.
think we went back and we've got it all figured out now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Karen did a lot of
Research on it.
researching deeds, so,
That's a weird
but
shape of-
I don't know about the other side. I'm sure
State,
Yeah.
there may be some questions on the
state,
other
state,
side.
state, state.
You said
state.
owned by this, so do we want to say phantom properties questions? Deed research?
I
or
think it's
just leave it?
still,
Do we have any?
If they're owned by the state, they're owned by the state.
Are they
Those
owned by
ones
the
are
state?
shown.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, most of them are owned by the
What
state,
you
but,
say?
I
Yeah, I
mean,
don't- I
it'd be
think
nice
we-
to know what they're doing with it. I mean, that was for a taking for a highway
How about if you
project
just
that's
put
not
like
gonna happen.
scattered because you're not talking about the big piece, you're talking about these little pieces, so like scattered properties owned by the state. In other words, we're
Yeah.
doing investigate available properties. So just put like scattered site properties owned by
I would
state.
say scattered, because I think
I
we've
like
got
that.
an idea. of
Because
where
they're,
they
they're
are.
here, there, and
They're
everywhere,
not
right, yeah.
So phantoms
They're
out.
scattered,
Now it's gonna be
Yeah, we know
scattered,
who owns them, but they're
Okay,
scattered around
scattered
through 102
properties.
area.
Right,
That's
owned by the state, right?
Yeah.
this is the new condo.
And it's under the
think
heading
it's more-
investigate.
Well, yeah, it's under investigate available properties, so we know who
Yeah.
they belong to.
Yeah,
Now we have to
scattered
see if
properties
they're
owned by
gonna
the
give them up to us or not.
Okay, I like that.
Or if they're gonna,
Right,
you know,
because-
or if they're gonna
Yeah.
sell them to other
You could put-
commercial
nobody even
entities, so
knows
yeah,
that's,
because we
that's,
really have to like figure out,
Wendy's there.
does this property really need to be with this property in order to make something out of it, right? It's like,
right, if somebody's trying to put a
yeah, it's
business
like a
in there, they
puzzle.
need to,
Puzzles.
yeah.
that you,
So that, I think that covers, if you just put scattered properties owned by state, that'll be
Yeah.
good.
I like that, scattered properties owned by state. And it's under the heading of 7, investigate available
Yeah.
properties.
I like that.
Are you okay?
Be
with
interesting to talk to them about that, because they're kind of prime, and at this point in time, I don't think they provide much value to the state.
Well, no, because they're not planning to do anything with them, right?
And things are built around it now, so
They can't, right?
and unless they put a DOT facility there or something.
Toll? Toll. We need tolls, it's short. A Litchfield toll, whoa, don't even joke. I'm not gonna say anything about that. All right, but no, they.
Albuquerque,
But
put
right
one on
there-
Albuquerque.
Huh?
Put a toll booth
Oh,
on
you make a
Albuquerque.
fortune on
no,
Albuquerque
because now I
with a
gotta go
toll.
all the way up the highway and come down the way down.
That's one way to get the traffic to slow down, right?
There's a lot of traffic there.
And
Put
so,
another Dunkin' Donuts there.
should
that
I
would do well.
expand, so you know the recommendations, I'm gonna put a
Need
little
one every
star,
couple
color
miles
next to each
anyway.
one on the top.
Right here?
At the bottom, I'll just put, so if the star is green, you know, if the circle's green, I'll put green, C slide, whatever, C slide.
And this one?
Yeah.
Oh, no, wait, you're not on this, what page
Well,
are
it's
you
all
on?
on 13.
Oh, okay, so yeah, okay, got you.
I think we should add DES to number 6, New Hampshire DOT and DES.
Is that under
No,
potential
just
water
right here.
project?
I'll add it, yeah.
For the,
So on
Okay,
number
then put
6,
it in.
item 1,
What page are you on, Ken?
13, still on the same page.
number 6,
We just found out DES last week has got a heavy presence over there now. So I might, is it okay if I add New Hampshire DOT slash New Hampshire DES?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I said, it's a living document here. So does anyone else have anything on 13?
Well, that looks good now.
14 is the question I always, oh, let's finish your thought. Let him- when you're ready. Let Jason finish his thought.
Mm.
Yep.
All right. So again, this form-based zoning Again, I only added it because we didn't vote on it. We voted on the 3A. What do we want to do? Leave it here, or do you want to just leave it under the key research where it was?
Well, what does it mean, final recommendation? Who are recommending to the
Yeah, so
planning
we
board
had
that
the
they look
7
into that? Is that what,
Yeah, so remember we had 15 that made it down to the 7?
yeah.
These 3 kind of came up. They were in our research, but we didn't vote on them. But they are here. What page is that one on?
You could handle that by making the last slide saying something like, items for additional research or things to take under consideration.
For future
In the-
consideration.
Yeah, future considerations.
I don't know if we
1,
do this
research
now.
form-based zoning.
But you think
2,
we do it now, right, in our mixed use, right? With the
Form-based
calculation, right?
I think if you ask Jay, I think that's a form of form-based zoning. But is,
And it also says from-based zoning.
Yeah, I know, I
Yeah,
have it to clean them up.
We changed that.
Spell check didn't catch that.
Check. Not the,
Spell checked it, yeah.
it's best, yeah, the spell check work with, yeah. I spelled it right on 7, but not over here.
am
There's
I
another
the
place.
only one getting lost from 13 to 14?
Yes, that's why I'm saying, so
Yeah, I
13,
am.
so,
Like,
yeah, let me
I
tell
just
you.
have it, and I think it's
Let me tell you.
maybe we
Oh, I
get
see
rid
why.
of
I think we can get rid of
slide
9
7
too.
Planning board, and we say what Jason just said about other items for consideration.
Right.
Even if you put slide 7 at the end of it, the slide 7,
No, slide 7 talked about the overlay on 3A. You see slide 7?
yeah,
And then
yeah,
there's that
yeah.
form-based, right? So we talked about it, but we just didn't vote on it. So I don't
I know,
even
so
have to
just
have it
ma-
here.
but-
I can remove it.
Put it in like a chart like
But
this
we
and just
should
say,
have
with a
further
heading,
ex-
ideas we didn't vote on, but still being recommended, or whatever. Well, if you're,
Well, they're not recommended because we weren't
well,
voting.
who, well, it says final
yeah.
recommendation, so who are you recommending that to? The planning
The
board?
planning board should look at this, and so we,
So I think
We could
the
make
title
this an
needs to be
act-
changed to future considerations.
Yeah,
And put it in a table so it matches what's above it.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
think, make it look like
so you
this,
want it to be called
but say
future.
future recommend, and under, instead of
Future
final recommendations, future considerations or something.
and then like, put it in the same,
Format, like this,
Format
yeah,
is
like
that.
this, like a
Okay.
chart, yeah.
so the idea,
All right,
So so it's continuous, you don't just go on to
Black
something that's
out the
totally
votes.
Because
different.
when you
Or
look
no
at
vote.
it, it changes and you're like, did I miss something?
yeah.
Is it out of
Right,
order?
yeah, you like,
Yeah,
there's a
yeah,
page
Oh,
missing,
yeah, we
yeah.
didn't vote.
My mind
And I-
can't get that.
Yeah, no, I
like
agree,
that.
this is, a yeah.
And
that was-
because the reason is 8, 9, and 10 show up in what we tell who to do what, right? One gets the planning, one.
But I think put that,
But
I
I
think
like that, if I
that's a
make it
nice,
a chart like that, and
Mhm.
just have these, call it future considerations.
yeah, I like that, I like it a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go 1, 2, 3, or 8, 9, 10? What do you want to do? 1, 2, 3?
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
Separate.
I like
Yeah,
that.
1, 2, 3, separate,
All right.
separate subheading.
I'm happy with that,
Yeah, I think everybody likes that.
because that did, yeah. I'm good, that was the big jump that I thought was kind of clunky, all right. All right, and then 15, oh, is anybody done with anything else on 14?
No,
Well, I think we're done with 14.
None of these are hard.
What did I do
just to
with 15?
reshuffle
Oh,
up the
here's
deck and
15,
change-
okay.
Making sure everything matches, all right. So this one I will add charge 1, 2, and say, go
Right,
to
okay.
slides, whatever they were, right?
Right, okay.
So I think the other piece people get lost at is on page, kind of, we're talking about being smooth and kind of going, the final recommendation, so I guess it's page 13 or 14 at this point, the existing report, 13 or 14. If I have the column Board of Selectmen, say I just put a little red circle in there, at the bottom of the page, I could have the red circle and say, will show up on slide 15. Those are gonna show up on 15. That makes sense? And the planning board blue circle show up here. I'll color coordinate the text or something so they can see that these are going.
You mean, so you can see what
Yeah, so,
research these
yes, because
coordinate
these
with?
X's mean who it goes to. That was one of the charges, set it to other boards, right?
Yeah,
I don't know if you could put on page 13 where the table is, where it says Board of Selectmen and Planning Board, I don't know if like above that you can put responsible party, just so it's like crystal clear on,
Okay,
you know,
we can
why
add
they're
that.
checked
Mhm.
off.
Sure.
yeah, that's good.
spread the table out too. You got a lot more space to the,
Yep.
to the right. Condense it.
Right.
That's the thing too, the font's small till you put it up on the screen, right?
Or-
When
or
when
you-
somebody's reading it, they
Yeah.
need to do that.
Or do you break them out as two charts? One, this is for the select board, this is for the planning board. Each have their own page.
What? Say that again?
Yeah,
Instead of
one,
having one table, have two tables, one specific for the selectmen, one specific for planning, rather than color coding, going to another page.
I think
Well,
that-
when you go to.
I think that'll
we-
throw the numbering off though.
Yeah, it would, because there's other things for planning and zoning on page 15 and
Right.
16.
Plus, we all
Getting
have,
fancy.
I
now.
was almost thinking you needed to add a column for NRPC, because they're actually gonna do the zoning
Yeah.
ordinances, right? Do you want me to add a column for NRPC?
can always blow up the
But
phone.
we have to hand,
no,
we're handing off to
closing it
them.
up Already.
Yeah, but planning's NRPC.
Yeah, it is, what am I saying?
That's good.
How many years was I on that? Oh my God. All right,
But if you just make
So,
the whole
responsible
little thing, I don't
party.
think you need to put a dot. Just make that.
I'll just make a
that
note at the
block,
bottom.
The block, highlight,
Yeah, I can highlight the block, that
Block.
color,
There you
right?
go.
a
Yeah,
color.
okay, highlight. Ooh, good thinking. Nice. Highlight. Anybody have a
So
specific?
somebody's colorblind,
Oh dear.
it's all the time.
All right, so
They'll
we're
have to
gonna
put
do
in for an ADA.
Fifty Shades of
someday.
Grey.
Yeah.
Get it all the time.
We'll get in trouble for it being on the website.
Yes, we will. Yes, is this ADA compliant? Because that's
Right.
coming
Oh,
on
don't even
April
go there.
27th of next year.
All right.
Or 2027, maybe?
You don't wanna know how many things.
Well, the
on
state has to do
website
it
aren't
first. I
ADA
think the towns
compliant.
have to do it by then. All right, so is everyone done with 15? And obviously remove the yellow, oh, no. Yeah, no, those are the charges there. yeah. Well, why don't I put actually, now that I'm looking at.
Under fulfilled
14,
tasks?
where's 14?
Right after 13.
Oh, no, fulfilled tasks.
Yeah, this
Why don't
was,
I, instead of having them in yellow, just put charge 1 in the front? Get rid of the yellow, charge 2, right?
you mean like above it?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so let's remove that, just put it in the front here, charge, right?
Yeah, okay.
And we'll add charge 1, this is charge 2. So just rid of these, right? Just actually say the
Right,
charge.
so they know what we did on each task,
Same.
right?
Oh, charge continued, charge 2, yep. Okay.
Charge 4, charge 5.
All right,
Yeah, I don't,
so get rid of all that yellow, which does
yeah,
stop folks.
yeah.
All right,
Mm-hmm.
charge 4, charge 5, okay. All right, so we were on 16, if everybody was happy, or happy as we're gonna get with this material.
Yeah,
All right, so 16, how does that looking for folks? Just remove the charge in yellow in the front. That's where the color coordinating can come in. If you said color coordinate here, right? The first 3, we can just have the title color coordinated, so it matches, right?
of the what, the title?
So right here, like it's, so.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I
so
got you,
if
I
that's
got you.
blue, make it blue.
Okay, so that looks okay.
That, I'm just trying to connect the dots for 'em. All right, so 17, okay, for all the charges?
Yeah, I think so.
Except for that partner and partner on page 17. So that's
Maybe
charge
change-
4,
yeah.
what do we say?
Agencies instead of the last partners,
I'm gonna say, so instead of
and
a
then
federal,
remove the word
Yeah.
our.
which
Explore
our state.
opportunities to partner with state and federal agencies.
Okay,
Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds better.
I like it, good. Good.
That's good.
So Kim did point out on the charge 5, item 2, she had to explain that to me. I remember it being the town hall in-house permit process, but I guess internally they call it the technical
Yeah,
review
right.
committee, so just people know why it's in
Oh, okay,
parentheses there.
that's all right.
So just the groups use the words differently.
Mm-hmm,
All right, and we're gonna move this slide 18 to number 4, right? That'll go up in the front.
yeah.
Appendix items, they're not really here in the appendix, right? This is really what's going to Julie, right?
Yeah.
Do we want this, or thank you, or what do we want?
These are all the things that are in there, if somebody wants to look at
Respectfully
them.
submitted.
I think you have.
Not all, everything is in that book, it's just the work that we did here, but some of those things were thick. But we have them on the portal, right? We're just gonna hand that off. Do we wanna say anything with a thank you, or, I think we should, do you wanna attach the survey? So people know, or not really?
Well, it's gonna be as part of the appendix, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you
I would
gotta-
just say, yeah.
All right, so we want the survey and the results, just a couple of the
We'll just
graphs.
say like appendix
And
items
then the
available
focus
on
group
portal.
I like
ideas,
that.
Just have a
So
short
that they know where to
paragraph.
find, so they're not expecting them to be attached, just say
yeah.
available on portal.
Yeah,
All right. Everyone okay with that? Anything else? So we have the survey, the results, the focus group ideas. We have the permit process,
yeah,
subdivision and flow chart.
yeah.
The detail report, I don't think we should have that as an appendix here. I guess they can,
What's the detail?
that's the
Oh,
big,
that's
this
the
thing with all
timeline.
the appendix. Yeah,
Yeah,
we don't need that.
give
do
that
we?
to Jay.
That's the report.
What is
You
that?
just got
So the detail report was, remember that timeline that we had done?
Oh, okay.
And then we took all that
Back
to make
and
this.
summarize it all.
This
Yeah.
just has all the key research.
Raw data.
There you go.
But all of that's together in the portal anyway. But do we just need a final page they can land on so they're not trying to find us on certain weeks, right? Can we, you know what,
You
like,
want a conclusion.
yeah, so if people want to go look at these items, they're in one place, they're not in meeting
that's what I said,
5
in the
and meeting
portal.
7, right?
Well, I would just put something on the, you could just
You want a
put a
link?
statement on the bottom that detailed discussion can be found in meeting minutes located on the website or YouTube if they really wanted to watch 15 million hours of
I know,
economic
right?
development meetings.
How
So
interesting.
I'm
But
gonna
should
do
we
on-
still have one landing area, like, you know how we've had all these meetings?
Uh-huh.
Whatever the last meeting is, you can't even call it a meeting, but can that be some title where they can see all of this in one place?
Well, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I
Where do you
could
want
load
them
it
to
all
look at?
To the
The portal.
portal,
yeah,
to the economic development page.
Right,
Yeah,
I'll load all the documents there and
So they're
then
gonna be there.
call it whatever you
Okay.
want me to
Economic.
call it.
You could put a hyperlink right in the PDF.
yeah,
Yeah,
oh, you're still
Let's
showing
hope it-
off there.
both places, in
That
case,
is.
in case the link breaks. Both places, yeah.
Yeah.
Put the link here,
Do
plus
that.
you still have it there.
You young
I'll get
19.
these all
So we'll
together and get them loaded.
Push it in the pops up.
Sure they're loaded. I
So,
know
what did I
the
say?
survey and the survey results are already
You
there.
asked a question.
Yeah, I
though,
think they
about
were on there, right?
Yeah.
on 3A. We didn't really get into the specifics of the start and end point on 3A, right? I want to make
Right.
sure we cover your question, right? Oh, first of all,
What is,
well, first of all, we forgot some,
Oh, yeah.
we have to open our first public hearing.
Public
At
input.
8:05,
Comment?
Oh,
nobody.
can you pan to the audience?
With nobody here, we will,
Poor
so we're
guy
gonna open it at 8:08 and we're gonna close it at
8:08 and a half.
8:08. And if you wanted to do 8:09. So we'll answer your question, we'll do the second public, oh, no, it's on the agenda for the second one. Okay, so we never really said where the start and end point was on 3A, right?
For what, the commercial?
feathering.
Oh,
For
for
the
the
feathering.
feathering.
Off of this, you know, that,
that would, I think would have to be a zoning,
what, do they need to
I just
have some
got the
kind of a
impression it would be
parameter?
from the north end of the south commercial to the south end of the north commercial, all of 3A.
So it was gonna
They
be
could
the-
feather in businesses.
So you thought it was
Oh.
the entire?
I mean, that's what I
Right.
thought, that's what I thought.
You thought it
So
was the
all
entire
the
3A?
yellow on that
I didn't hear
side.
anybody
you?
give a, I didn't, huh?
I'm with you.
I mean, I didn't hear anybody give any did anybody? I
no,
didn't
we
hear
didn't talk
anybody.
about
No, but
how
that's-
it would be, but do you,
Should I add it in here, the entire Route 3, so they know? I have to-
if we're gonna have
No,
a
I think
historical
it's-
district,
Yeah.
do we
We don't
want
know.
business to go there? Right?
Well, that's the thing, if they're feathering in businesses, then they're still gonna have to go to like the planning board for approval, right?
Yep.
And so we would have some, they would have some sort of input over how they were, I mean, they couldn't put in a, you know, they would have to be, you know, fit into like the plan, to the,
Zoning regulation.
well, the zoning, and fit into, you know, they can, how they direct people, like they made the, you know, like up at the horse farm, they may have them look a certain way, so they fit in with the landscape, that's what I wanna say.
Right, performance standards.
So I think if they go to planning to request a business that they want to put in their home or near their home or something like that for this feathering or on a little piece of land, then they would have to get approval to have it look a certain way, right?
Yeah, that's that performance standard.
So feathering in between the two existing commercial.
That's,
Yeah,
I mean,
think you
that's,
open yourself to allow that feathering to be the entire length of 3A.
that's what I
and
thought was
get
the
rid of that.
intention.
But you would lose the houses on 3A.
Potentially, yeah.
You would, well, that
I
was-
think you have to have a finite area in which you're going to allow it.
Or, yeah. I
Otherwise, it'll
understand-
be Brown Ave.
No, I know, or below road.
We haven't made other recommendations.
Right,
We did-
that's why I said, I think that's a zoning, that's why I said I
Who
think it's
brought
a
it up?
zoning board
Yeah.
discussion.
the gentleman who
Because it would
brought
have to
it
go in
up-
a warrant article.
Yeah,
That's planning.
Yeah, but the gentleman who brought that up said, he was almost hinting, the bigger businesses would be feathered closest to the commercial.
Yeah.
right? And as you kind of went in, it would be,
Yeah.
you know, less, smaller businesses
Yeah.
feathering in, like home
like
businesses.
home businesses.
Oh.
Doesn't-
I kind of remember that from the focus group, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Like, it looked
think-
like
I
they
don't
would
think
get-
But yeah, we didn't really
Second.
determine that, Peter,
Major
so I think that's a good
businesses.
point, though.
It's more a concept than anything else that we've talked about, right? It's not
Yeah.
a definitive thing, but I personally,
Right,
I think it has to be very clearly defined.
Because they did
Where you
say an
going to.
overlay district, and so we should say what it's gonna, what
Overlay.
part, yeah.
So I call it 3A here, right? I just call it Route 3A. Very vague.
Maybe it should say Charles Bancroft
Yeah,
Highway.
CBH.
People, because the residents,
All right, do you want to call it
well,
that?
call
Yep,
3A, but people,
CBH.
So I'm going to change that
Yeah.
everywhere, Charles Bancroft Highway? Well,
Several roads called 3A.
so many.
3A goes
So
all the way back to where I used to
All the way
live.
through the
so-
whole thing, you're okay with Charles Bancroft Highway instead of 3A?
Yeah, but we don't know, but, all right, so we have to determine though if we're gonna do,
Well, we do 3A or Charles
Yeah.
Bancroft Highway,
Yeah.
parentheses 3A.
Yeah.
so if we got to the point where we were gonna do an overlay district, then who determines? I mean, are we supposed to determine where it would be, or is that the planning board or the zoning board, or
I don't know the answer to that
I don't
question.
know,
Planning
there's no
board.
research is really been
planning
done.
board?
Zoning board enforces what's already in there.
Okay.
Planning board develops the voters approve.
I do
Do we have
remember,
any recommendations though? You're thinking of leave it open?
I remember
I
what
haven't done
you,
any research on it at all, so.
I never,
I think we could kick the ball to them. I mean, our recommendation is
have a
Look at it.
feathering
consider
district.
doing an overlay
district.
district along 3A and then.
And then you could put, parameters to be determined.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're trying to wrap this
okay,
up and
so
we don't wanna
that's
have to
section-
meet 5 more
Probably
times
start
to
at
discuss it.
Mel's
I
and
can
go
put
south
it
to some
on page
point.
7. Performance standards, focus on cost
So I
effectiveness,
think that's why
Before
Laura
GMS.
brought up
the
the
formula.
Because the rest
form-based
is farm,
zoning,
right? On
because
the river,
I
all the way
think
up.
Laura was saying there's
But there's
sections
lots
of
on the
3A
Two right there
that
on that farm,
have
that are not farm.
Right.
very
Weber's
different,
house and all
you know,
that.
roads, curvatures,
Chick Farm is.
building structures.
Mhm.
So I think that's where she was saying you'd bring in some base, some parts of form-based zoning to determine where you should feather and where you shouldn't.
So I can, that, on page 7 here, where I do list it, we can put it in under the performance standards as well, to also incorporate that in there. Doesn't
Page
say
what?
it's not an endpoint, but it does this formula. You
Relates.
guys see page 7?
Wait a minute, let me get to it. Oh, like put in there, create feathering district parameters or something as another
Well,
bullet
wait, so you're
point?
on page 7?
Yeah.
So I
Remember there.
listed in the top, under the potential new ordinances explored, right?
Yeah.
But at the bottom of that, the note, I actually say, create performance standards for developers, they're designed to focus on cost-effective, the project, right?
Yeah.
Effectiveness, and highlight the importance of ensuing businesses aligned with aesthetic values. We can put something about the form base there, right? For the 3A.
Well,
Yeah, so performance standards
a-
are a
Or
part
does that
of
go with
form-based
3A?
zoning. Because you create administrative standards
Mhm.
for, it's kinda all goes into the, they're all related
That's the
to
one
each
thing
other.
out
I
there.
wish I,
I mean, when we're talking about being, you know, feathering, what I envisioned is that, you know, if people, like, for instance, if I wanted to do some sort of a business in my home, Laura told me, no, it wouldn't be approved because it's not in the zoning for where I live. So, I was thinking that would be more like the type of thing, not to build a new building,
I'm with you.
Yeah.
You know, not putting in like a McDonald's or something. I didn't think that
It's
that was part of
artisan, it's
feathering.
like bed and breakfast,
Yeah.
artisan business, the chick
Yeah.
farm type
Right.
of thing, so, you know.
Right.
Which
little
was our
brewery or,
charge.
You know, something
Yeah.
like that, that's,
I mean, that's what I got out of that conversation, but if we're thinking that they're gonna build new buildings and make it look like strip malls and all that, I would be against the whole,
That's what I'm
the
saying,
whole
you need a
notion.
Residency
I
components.
mean,
so
we don't
somebody
want it to
lives
look
there.
like Daniel, you know, we don't want it to
I
look
think
like.
there's a lot of regulations that would have to go into
Making it
determining.
strict.
Well, that's why I can't, should we put in
that's-
there though, like, you know, parameters to be determined or something?
Yeah,
so
they're
that-
here, it says it
Yeah.
here, ensuring that the business is aligned with the town's aesthetic values.
Okay.
I also say master plan, same thing, right, the master plan.
And that would be the responsibility then of
Planning.
planning,
To figure it out.
and then those would have to go to the voter.
Well, then they'd have some sort of a hearing or whatever, and we could, you know, so people could voice their opinions at that time.
Right.
I don't know, what do you guys think?
I think there's enough language in here, protective language, for the planning board to start, and then maybe the last part of the conversation is, okay, where is it? If the rules are restrictive enough, and we're comfortable with them, then maybe it can be the entire length of 3A. But if it's gonna be something different, where you might allow a McDonald's that looks like a cabin. or
Yeah,
something,
right,
you know?
that they do someplace, yeah.
So you want it under here, on 7, depending on this, I don't wanna say strictness, but strictness of the performance standard, that will determine.
Would you put
I just think
feathering
it has
district?
performance standard in there.
Well,
Performance
you're just
standard is
saying
gonna be
depending how
defined by the
strict it
planning
is,
board.
Right, is
Yeah.
where the points are gonna start, right?
I don't
Or
think
do
you
we
need
just
that
wanna leave
word.
it as it is?
I think we can leave it as it is, and
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
when
do
it,
too.
if and when it comes up to the planning board, we'll just have to be involved.
Plus, when it gets
Pages
to the
that?
planning board,
Page
Jay,
Well, could you put it,
Jay knows.
could you put like, create performance standards for developers and business owners? Or, you know,
Oh, yeah.
potential business owners that are design focused, so that, you know, it's not, like a developer isn't gonna come in and put something on my lawn. I mean, but I might wanna, you know, have an antique shop in my parlor, I don't
So you
know.
wanna say for developers and
You
business
have an
owners?
antique shop in your,
You already got a separate building halfway there.
I know.
And you got parking.
I do have I have adequate parking though.
Is everyone okay if I
do.
add that there?
Yeah.
So developers and business owners that are design focused, okay.
Yeah, that way you kinda just cover that, you know, branch out a little bit there, so it's not just like a developer per se.
Well, we say align with the town's aesthetic values, you could say strictly align, or, I don't know, I'm kinda hosing them in.
Just
there.
say align,
Just leave it,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
yeah,
I
they,
think in that instance
We're gonna say
highlights
on
one
9
word.
and 10. Yeah, we're gonna remove
what'd you say, Peter?
I think in this paragraph highlight is one, should be one word.
Which one, what page?
7,
Page
Seven.
7, what do you think should be one word?
hyphenated,
Which word?
highlight.
I'm not sure where you are on the paper.
Oh, right here, it's right here,
Oh, it's one
highlight.
word? You think that's
Highlight.
one
I
word?
think it's one word, right?
I think it is,
I'll
yeah.
just verify spelling.
But that would be something I'd never
Highlight.
think about.
Second
Yeah,
line from the
hyphenated.
bottom.
I would never look at that
Verify if
myself.
the dash is there.
I'm gonna get Peter to proofread my stuff, because that's a good catch. I didn't even notice
do you
that.
remember the magazine?
No.
Yeah, I do.
Highlights.
highlights, yeah.
I do.
One word.
I do.
I probably still
where is
have
that?
some.
Remember,
I think I do too.
I gotta show that one thing that you just
About
gave
50,
me.
60 years ago.
I'm sure it
talk
still
about-
Yeah,
exists.
in the antique shop, right?
Talk about timing, this is what Kim just gave me today. Economic development and infrastructure. It's like, of the all
We're
the
not
days
Just a
to
year
starting,
late.
receive it.
we're not starting over, that's my vote.
No,
So I think that was it, the start and the end point, we're gonna leave that,
Yeah, right.
that, you know, that,
TBD.
southern end of 3A, 9 and 10, I think we're okay, I'll change form, boundaries to form. Alright, we got the new format everybody liked, right? It's all in
Yeah,
red.
yeah.
Alright, does anybody else have anything else they
I
want to
do.
add? Oh,
On
yeah.
page 10,
Alrighty, back to work.
where we've got the, oh wait, initial findings, hold on. Initial findings, let me go to the recommendations.
Do you want me to say initial findings?
On page 13,
13. Yeah,
just a suggestion.
Yeah.
The number 1 and number 2 and number 3.
Yeah.
a recommendation should have like a verb in front of it. Like recommendation number 4 is create a business directory.
Right, so it should say create
Recommendation number 6
overlay
is
district,
expand
yeah.
So an
southern
action
commercial
word.
area.
Yeah, like
Like a
create,
resume.
1
right?
and 2 are just like statements.
stick in
so
there, yeah.
It should be investigate overlay district for 3A.
Yeah.
So Jay will do
What
your
number was
grammar.
that, did you say? So, okay, so you want the action verb on the left, right? Like a resume?
Yeah, because it's a recommendation. so
Begin.
And then you could have
Need
like
a call
number
to
2.
action.
Right,
For
right.
number 2, you
Keyword
could-
nowadays.
For number 2, you could have update home business ordinances. What do you think?
Yeah.
Too much other stuff to do.
That's what I always say when you do your resume, make it an action word.
And then, and you have review signage, but maybe you should
Okay.
put that before home business ordinances on the next one.
All right, so we'll call number 1, create overlay districts, create. Number 2 will be update home business ordinances, right?
Yep.
Review home business.
Number 1 isn't gonna be
ordinances.
create, it's gonna be,
Investigate.
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 Investigate, okay, let's add that in. Okay, then update, what's this one? Review?
yeah, because you have review existing ordinances
Move it
afterwards. so.
over, then we keep
Yeah.
create. Appeals process, DOT, just kind of flip
Re-
it.
Recommend?
Investigate or review or
Yeah.
recommend or
Yeah.
How about assist businesses to
Well, I'd
expedite?
recommend, that's a good one.
contact DOT. You could-
Yeah,
I'll
You'll get it when you get there.
Yeah, expand, keep, investigate, 7.
Investigate available properties on
On
Yep.
102, just
Route
move
102.
yeah, just move the 102 to the back part.
All right, so investigate, so this is where the form-based can now be, what can we do with form-based here? What's the verb?
Where's that?
Next, on the next page, right?
Oh,
We're gonna make a separate
oh yeah,
table for
separate
this.
chart, right.
So what do we want, because this might make this
It would be
investigate.
investigate.
So that
you know.
makes-
Future considerations.
Right, future considerations.
Yeah, it's gonna be under future
Yep, so we'll make
consideration then.
investigate there,
So
right?
then you could say, or consider
I'm
form-based
just thinking of the
zoning,
action word again.
would say
What's
consider.
number 9, what's number 9 gonna be?
Create
Create a,
and
s-
leave needed out.
create a strategic plan,
Yeah,
okay? Say we're
and
needed.
number 10 would be,
Investigate, or no, this is not really investigation.
Consider,
consider,
I like consider. Okay.
Consider.
But number
Which-
10,
number 10,
the
southern
southern
commercial zone.
Consider,
consider,
consider mixed use in the southern commercial zone. right?
yeah, yeah, I like
So we're
it,
just
yeah,
gonna flip it around.
yeah,
over
just,
here.
yeah,
I like the action words, that's good.
that's good,
That's very good.
good point.
All right. How are we doing now? Anybody else?
I
And
got
then we're
mine
gonna
all
make sure
folded up.
past
I'm
tense,
done.
yeah.
I think that was really good.
And maybe expand the tables,
do
you said
too.
the size,
I
right?
do
We got
too.
real estate on the paper, right? Make the tables a little
Yeah,
bigger,
wider.
if we could, right?
And my OCD would say center it on the page too, by the way.
All right, tables
Which one?
The tables, they're all, oops.
centered.
But see, it's that cute blue border, and
Pick a
I,
different,
border,
Border.
yeah,
Border?
template.
Oh,
Yeah.
you don't like the template? What template do
well,
you
but
like?
the template doesn't allow for a centering, the way Peter wants it.
Yeah, There wasn't,
Peter
see if you
Plansky.
see one you like. We had like
Is
a
that
limited 20.
PowerPoint or is that
PowerPoint.
Google?
Yeah, that's where the, and the, yeah, the page.
And see, that's my
Google.
problem.
We
If-
did insert page number, see how high up it is?
See, if I was
That's not us,
trying
that's
to-
what it did.
If I was trying to expand those tables, that would throw my PowerPoint all off, because it would put it into a tailspin, I'm sure. And I can't figure out ways around
So
those
you
kind of
think
things.
if we get one
I
that doesn't
can't
have
even number
bunches of
things on my
order on the
agenda.
right?
If I change something
Really?
on my agenda, all of a sudden, the whole agenda's messed up, so I have to just go by the
No, I
last
don't
month's
like
agenda.
Google PowerPoint as much as I like
Like Google anything.
Microsoft PowerPoint.
Kim, is there a town branded one or any brand standards for templates that we have?
We had to steal the logo.
No, we have our standard one
government
we
work.
use for town meeting every
All
year.
right, so the table's centered if we can, and what was that, oh, because we had the real estate.
But I just think that was Troy's
Yeah.
choosing.
All right, did we leave anything off, or anybody want to add any, do we want a nice way to exit other than appendix items? You want to say thank you? I don't know, the boring stuff, but anything?
Should have some little message and
Or end of report or something?
Thank you, and don't do
Respectfully
this again
submitted
for 20,
to the
30
select board.
years.
Yeah,
Please
something
do.
like
See you in
that.
2050.
Yeah, it's,
unless something major happened.
You could
Just
get,
leave it as like, index items?
Unless they
could
build the
put,
bridge
like you said,
across.
respectfully
Yeah.
submitted by the
Oh, you
committee
want that
to the.
respectfully committed? Committed, yeah, but that's a.
Yeah,
that's the
committed,
next
that's
step.
us, but we could submit it and then be committed.
Submitted by your economic development, right? You want the date? We have a date on the front?
You said
All
September
right, I had
16th.
September 16th. If I want to change it to the new date that I do all these updates?
Yeah, I think you have to.
Okay, so we'll make the what date the date. So now what do you, oh, let's go back. Does anybody else have anything they would like to, and it might come to you this week if it's something critical, but is there anything else?
Yeah, the big question.
You have a big
Next
question?
meeting.
Oh,
Only
no.
small ones allowed. What's
Next
going on?
meeting?
Oh, next
Yeah, that's what I'm
meeting.
saying. How do we want, do you want to, we'll fix it, send it back out.
And then just bring it, come back for a
Okay.
final vote on it?
We'll fix it?
Oh, yeah, it's we.
Mouse in your pocket?
Because you got that Google Docs that I can't stand. All right. All right, so, all right, so let's have, approval.
You can do it in PowerPoint and
Yeah, I haven't, I did do it in PowerPoint, it's when I got it over to
Yeah.
her that it went. Let's see. Anything else? So we got the feedback on the report. We will make the changes. I don't think they're big, the content, because it's here. Nobody really complained too much about the content, which was good. I don't think there's gonna be a big as lift as it was for the last time, right?
No.
So do you need another, like a week ahead of time before our meeting? Or is there a time on the calendar you wanna squeeze in a meeting? I just need time to do it,
Oh,
but
boy.
I know it's starting to, you know, instead of waiting another month, do you wanna see if we meet in 2 weeks? It sounds like you're traveling soon.
you travel.
Traveling next week.
And I still need, you know, a week to change it, right? Are you going on vacation soon?
Go on a bender
Specific
pretty
to-
soon.
No,
Yeah, I'm going
on-
away.
Bender?
Drinking bender?
No, well, no. Travel bender.
Oh, no.
I'm going to go away on
Exciting,
the
anyway.
We're
14th
going
of
on vacation
October to
Saturday.
the 24th.
But we could, so.
Yeah, I won't be here for, if you're gonna do it in the end of October,
Let me get my phone.
that's national conference. I think it's already on for October 29th, it is.
It's gonna be here before we know it. Because I still need a week.
Do you want to keep
I
it
have
on
to
that?
Change it
I'm
over the weekend or
technic-
next week.
You won't be here.
I'm probably back about, I could probably come over for that, I'll get in Boston that afternoon.
What day are you talking about?
The
The
29th, it's already on the town calendar for the 29th
Yeah,
What do you
of
think?
October.
That would be all right with me.
so just keep it where it is. What's Riker doing there? Trumpet, okay. All right. 29th.
That will work for me.
We can, well, we didn't show the Board of Selectmen this yet, right? Because we wanted to make
No,
sure
no.
it was everything you wanted on it, right? Do,
Right.
I don't know,
But I'm pretty sure we're gonna cancel the 26th of November.
what's the 26th of November? Again, this is what got us into
The night
trouble
before
last time.
It's vacation.
Lost.
It's
That would be our
Thanksgiving.
next one, which is gonna be Thanksgiving Eve.
January.
Yeah,
That's
Well,
what,
hopefully, if we get the changes, maybe
If
we
we
won't
get
have to be.
That's what I
everything
mean, we can
wrapped
get it
up
to
on the
you.
October 29th,
Won't-
then
can't we wrap it
cancel
up
the
then?
rest.
I think if you're on to October 29th, you're fine. If you find a typo, we can always fix that. You'd bless it overall, right? Just a
Yeah.
typo or
Right.
two.
So then we wouldn't have to worry about further.
Yeah, so then we just figure out a date when we go to
Board
the
of
Board of
Selectmen.
Selectmen.
Yeah, and that's, and when you read it again, when we look at it, we'll just try to make sure we're pretending we're just looking at this for the first time, an outsider, you know, like a citizen just going, ugh,
Right.
what, you know.
Yeah, cause
Think
that's,
of the
that's
audience,
when
right?
we get in trouble, is November,
Mm-hmm.
December. Can't go into November and December, cause unless people really wanna spend New Year's Eve together, not really.
I don't think I'm gonna be around.
Yeah,
Oh my God, someone has a life.
Someplace
No,
warm?
nobody wants to meet on the night before Thanksgiving
No, that's
either.
what got us in
No.
trouble last year,
No.
remember?
They
We
don't.
don't want to
Or New
repeat.
Year's
We want it
Eve.
done before then, right?
No,
It's not like it's
Christmas-
budget
Oh,
season or
Christmas
anything.
Christmas
Eve.
Eve,
Same
no
setup as
Christmas
last
Eve
year.
either.
Yeah, we want to be.
so we gotta wrap it up October.
Yeah, let's finish it.
Yep.
I say
Need it
amen
ahead
to
of time?
that.
It's gonna look, you want it ahead of
If
time
you
again?
send
It
it
would be
to
helpful
us,
to have it ahead of
like a
time.
week?
if you
Maybe
send
they
it to us, then
submit
we
stuff
could have our
via email if we
comments
saw it.
ready.
We'll get it a week ahead of time, just in case, but if we get it earlier, we'll get it to you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds perfect.
Earlier,
The earlier the better, but I know I have a crunch this week, but next week's
Well-
freeze up.
October 24th, gone.
Where you going?
To Florida,
That's Tampa.
her meeting in
Oh,
Tampa.
that's, oh,
Yeah.
yeah, presentation, okay. Week ahead of time, all right. Okay, thank you. Any other, oh, we have to have that
Second public
hearing.
comment, yeah.
Gotta have that public
No,
I already
input.
got out.
They're lined up out there, you
rushing
better
out.
Are
get
they
them.
lined up?
Yeah.
You're
Can't
joking.
you see them?
Who's lined up?
It's sort of a joke, Kim.
Gullible.
She's so tired she can't even
Second
laugh.
public
It's a
hearing,
shame.
starting at whatever time.
Public
eight?
input.
Input.
Oh, yeah, we don't need a hearing. You wrote hearing on, did you write hearing on the thing?
No.
Did I?
You did, all right.
8:30.
All right, we'll call it 8:30. Second hearing.
I move we
Nobody
adjourn.
up there, nobody in the room. All right, I'll close it at 8:30. All right, any other business?
Make a move that we
Smiling
adjourn.
Finally? Okay,
Motion to adjourn?
yeah, I got everyone.
I said it, so
Yes.
So,
second
all
it.
right, so Marion and then Peter, all
Yeah.
right? All
All in
those in favor
favor?
say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Great, thank you everybody for joining.
Thank you for doing all this, because it's
Yeah.
very nice.
Oh, I'm glad you like it.
Together.
It was a lot of work, I know it was a lot of work. For both of
We
you.
all did a lot of work.
No,
we
but
all
doing
had
that
good ideas.
report, I couldn't have done that. I'd be
It
pulling
was-
my hair out, I'd be a bald
I'm gonna be
person
so
sitting
happy
here.
we get a day of my month.
Yeah, but I just helped her during the day. She left here at 7 and was up till
Oh, I pull all nighters
4
up.
in the morning.
God, you're young, I can't do that
I'm not young
anymore.
anymore. Those days are over.
I
This is
can't
the-
do
this
it
is
She does
anymore.
her best work all night long.
I know, I have to go home and do something for work now.
I used to do that, but not anymore.
It's calming
kiddo.
down.
I don't do that since college.